Welcome to session 43 of Adventures in Aanthara. It is good old mountain time. Actually, it kind of is mountain time because we're in the middle of the country. No, but what actually is happening is the Twilight Heralds are in the mountains, the Carthcrest Range to be exact, hunting, tracking, following the two assassins believed to be responsible for the kidnapping of Eclipse's father, Hugo. And they've been up here now for a few days. And in these few days, they have found a new traveling companion, at least for the time. A shaman Goliath who told their fortunes in a way. A shrub that they brought with them that now speaks. And have encountered a few different creatures of the mountains. Most recently, they battled a mountain behir who had chased a pack of kobolds out of a nearby cave that they were potentially going to try to stay the night in. And they handled it quite well. And that is actually where we pick up, because the kobold, or the behir, lies dead in the mouth of this cave. And the small pack of kobolds, let's see how many are left. I don't think any actually even died. Boop. Is this where we are?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. There's 2 that have run way far away, and then there are 5 that are nearby. And that is where we pick up. All of them looking at all of you with a wide-eyed, tense uncertainty. Not sure if they're going to need to fight you now or not.
I'm gonna
What would you all
start
like to
a
do?
prayer of healing.
Okay.
Because we all kind of need it.
Is that the motion that you do?
I would get a little fucked up. Forgot about that. Are we good to loot, or should we leave it, or?
I
anything
think
to
we've certainly earned it.
Gesture for you guys to do whatever.
I'll turn around to the kobolds.
Okay.
Do you speak common?
Tell me what you know about common.
You see one that looks a little bit older, a little more ragged in the scales, but otherwise not particularly standing out. Takes a small step forward.
Yes. Speak common.
Oh, good. Then I can tell you thank you for your help.
You are mighty warriors.
Yes.
Killed great storm serpent with ease.
Storm serpent.
Do you
Well, I guess that makes
kill
sense.
we now?
No.
And all of them sort of brandish their spears slightly just in case.
I'm gonna flick any nonsense off
No.
mine and put mine back. No.
Okay.
Not unless you give us a reason to. But so far, everything has gone quite well, I believe.
No reason.
And then he looks over to the 2 kobolds that have ran like 60 feet away, barks at them in a language you don't understand, or maybe not even language. And both of them stop and turn and look back, then slink back, somewhat ashamed.
Do you need any of this, or are we good to take some and leave the rest with you, or? I'm just gonna gesture at the thing.
It is not our kill, but we will take much scales, if you allow.
Okay. Well, when they're done with what they're doing, you can have it. I think that's fine, right?
We can't take it with us.
Yeah.
You do not plan to rule here now.
I
No.
honestly don't have time. No.
Son, I'm already ruling like 3 other cities, so really don't have it in my schedule.
This was a unfortunate accident. Our presence here. This is your space if you would like it, as long as you let us leave peacefully.
Roll a persuasion check because they think you're trying to deceive them.
Oh,
They do not understand why you have come and destroyed this powerful Dominion
Oh.
creature.
We are your new leader.
Yeah, if not to rule here.
to 16.
Okay.
Also, side note,
Trash, you
we
said.
could just take a 30-minute rest if people just want to use their hit dice. Instead of me doing a 10-minute ritual.
Well, we're close to night anyway. That was kind of
You are very close tonight.
heal. So
Yep.
We were looking for.
yeah,
yeah.
so I wouldn't even worry about it right now. We're
Okay,
just
cool.
gonna leave
Just side note.
when we're done.
Is this cave your home?
It is opening leading to tunnels that lead to home, yes.
Okay.
Is it safe?
All of them look over at the dead Bahir, and then back at you.
We fight many years with great storm serpent for dominion of these caves.
Oops.
We took him out in 12 seconds.
It is
Well, they're
perhaps
very
safer now.
Mm-hmm.
We ended a war, guys.
Yeah.
Did it have a nest or a home or anything to worry about?
It lives in deeper cave.
Okay. Well,
Or lived in deeper cave.
Did it have family or just alone?
No.
well, if you're okay with us camping out here, after we're done with that, we just needed a place to stay.
The one who's been speaking looks at the rest, and all of them sort of like they don't know what to do with you guys.
We just
He
want to take a
looks
nap.
back.
We just want to take a nap right here.
This is acceptable to we.
Cool.
I have a question.
Hmm.
The creature at the end seemed to speak. Did you understand what it was saying?
Mm. Yes. It said, "Long have I lived, long now will I rest."
Oh.
Hmm.
It seemed to respect great foes.
Just gonna kind of pat out all the singed fur.
Yeah, I
And
feel
then
like
I'm
my
gonna check on
feathers are
Edgeworth.
like. my
Yeah,
feathers are definitely like-
You
The lower
you
half
pat out.
eyes
I'm
up.
gonna
Your-
scoot away from everybody while I do this. I don't want them to
Electricity.
freak them out.
You pat out your singed fur as you step away briefly, and then
Is
check
it still
the pot.
raining, right? It was raining
No.
before. He was kind of out
It-
there
it-
running around in it.
It was starting to get
Okay.
rainy. It's let up a little bit now.
Okay.
There is a few shredded remnants of branch. It
And that's
is. It
He's
it
just gone?
is. Well, it was. There's potted soil in there still, so there might be
Fucking
roots.
dead, guys.
You don't know.
Yep. Man, the music's swell and everything. That's fucking awful.
Oh no.
Damn. Didn't realize Sean's plan was literally gonna go up in smoke. I'm gonna put it down
Okay.
and just kind of like just check it.
Like checking the dirt, the soil a
Yeah,
little bit
just
more?
kind of. Does it look like
Okay.
he got up and got away before I noticed, or?
Roll a, I
Uh-huh.
will say a nature check.
Okay. Wow, that's a natural 19. Holy shit. It's 19 total.
Okay. What little bit of shrub is left above the soil looks like it was struck by lightning, like when a tree gets struck by lightning, because
Yeah.
spoiler alert, that's what happened.
Okay, so, like,
all
fucking
the leaves
42
that were
damage.
on him, are burnt away.
Yeah.
But it doing a little bit of pushing around in the dirt, you do see that there is root left.
Okay.
And
Like,
main like it wouldn't be called a trunk for a shrub, but the main body of the
yeah.
like stem area seems like it's somewhat there, if very scarred and burnt. So it's possible he could be restored in some way.
I might have something, Jess.
Well, lesson learned on that one. I'm just gonna kind of figure that out while they're busy.
Okay.
Not say anything.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing? Are you still prayer healinging?
If
Right,
I
Wayne?
ever if we're taking a break, I don't want to waste my spell slot.
Okay.
Looking for materials.
It sounds like the group is gonna bed down here, so
Mm-hmm.
you guys can start a short rest. You are attempting to harvest off of this creature.
Yeah.
Hit dice,
Okay.
please.
Roll a. Roll a survival check and a strength check.
Hey, strength.
There are some parts of this that require some strength. It is
Strength?
a very
So-
large creature.
Hey, Megan.
Survival and strength.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you helping?
What's
I
your bard
am.
thing?
Doing
Okay.
individuals though.
Song of Rest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And if
individuals.
we
7 on
if we
survival.
roll
4 on survival.
Let's
Oh
go.
gosh.
And straight strength or athletics?
Straight strength.
10.
10.
Wow, guys. Okay.
He's a little bit more than me, but we're both equally as terrible of cutting it out.
This creature is very hardened in its protective scaling. And between the aftermath of the battle, the rain slicked everything, you guys have a little bit of trouble. You still get, I will say, 7 claws and 2 teeth. The rest you cannot manage to get out.
Okay.
Those
can
are
take
like
those.
ones that were broken off by Eclipse, probably.
I'll give
The
her
battle.
1 of the teeth and 3 of the claws.
Okay.
Are you leaving the rest to me? 3 teeth and
Well, it was 2
three
teeth.
3 claws and a tooth.
It was 7 claws and 2 teeth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So split the teeth.
Okay.
And take 3 of the claws.
Sweet.
Once you finish, the kobolds are watching you, and once you finish, they look at they don't say anything, but they all kind of like are gathered nearby, looking at you very expectantly.
they're in the queue.
Yes. Some of them have like daggers in hand.
What, are you all excited?
Yes.
Good. Do you ever have to give this guy anything by chance?
Did we give him anything?
Donations? Demands?
Not willingly. Sometimes he'd take food from kobolds. Food was kobolds.
Well, I guess it's your turn to take some food back, and the food would be him.
They all
Get
crowd
a few of
in.
those scales, though.
Right before the first dagger hits, I'm gonna just prestidigitation, like a little like lightning sparks, like over the skin, just real fast.
Oh gosh. Nope. That's a natural 7. Would the 2 or 3 that are closest to that point leap up in the air, barking, and step back, holding out their spears. The other ones are like confused, look at them. You hear them chattering back and forth in another language. And then they go back up, poke at it. No more sparks. Okay. They seem to figure it was a vestige of something and could go about their ways. And what did you ask, Nas?
I had said, if you get a few of those scales loose, throw a couple our way.
Yes. Destroyer of Great Storm Serpent may have many scales.
And they start getting to work. I will roll for them.
We should really add this to our resume, guys. No one else will know what it means.
Already have.
7 kobolds believe we are the slayers of a great storm serpent.
You see them get to work in manners and methods that make it seem like they're much more used to working with something like this, and carve off a number of strips of these scales, which are quite beautiful, if tough and large, and will bring you probably about like a couple, I'll say 2-3 foot by 1 foot strips.
Okay.
They work at this for quite a while, so you guys can get a short rest in the meantime.
I will eventually kind of meander over to Brightwing,
Okay.
not showing everyone else. So next time you should hold him, and I'm just gonna hold like a hand in the spot. He's fine. He's gonna need some help getting back from that one.
Okay. I'll cast
There's-
that growth on him.
There's something left in there. Just
You're casting what?
absentmindedly looking at it like, yes, he's
I'll
fine.
cast plant growth.
Okay. There's different
Fine.
versions of that, right?
Yeah, there's the instant one, and then there's the 8-hour one, which we're not gonna do.
All
Might as well
normal
just start
plants
it
in a
now.
100-foot radius set on that point become thick and overgrown. Wow. Okay. Okay. There are not any plants in this cave or in the mouth of it, so you don't see a sudden burst of plant life around the area, but you do see the shrub of Edgeworth. The main stem grows up, branches out into several additional branches, and then several leaves pop out. A couple even little small blooms of something.
Yeah, you hold on to him.
Edgeworth.
Oh, here it comes.
Oh!
There it is. Hey, buddy. How you doing?
That was... that was awful.
Yeah, I'm not doing that again.
What was that thing?
It's over there, and I'll kind of turn the pot. That... I don't know what that is. A storm serpent? It hurts. So, you're gonna stay with her, and I'm gonna point at Brightwing. Less likely to get that again. So,
Okay.
sorry.
I'll just
Didn't
keep
know it was gonna
druid
do that
crafting
again.
him to feel
Okay.
better.
It's like working on a like a severely wounded war soldier patient in like one of those
Yeah.
hospital beds. Everything you do, he like winces slightly, but eventually you get him to a point where he seems to be back relatively to normal.
Imagine it's just 2 leaves that are like giving him a back rub.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you feel better?
I do feel quite a bit better. What was that thing that we destroyed again?
Storm serpent.
A storm serpent.
A great one at that.
Well, I suppose that's a good first quarry to have vanquished in my adventuring career.
Yep.
I get credit for that, right?
Yes. Absolutely.
It's kind of a normal thing that usually in your first time of combat with the Twilight Heralds that you go down. So
So you pretty much made it.
All right.
You know what?
That's
Now
right,
that I think
Andwin and
about
I
it,
both did.
I went down.
I'm
Seraph
alive.
went down. Vano went down, I think, at one point. Like, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was fine.
Yeah, Sam brought the damageless
the-
battle.
Brought the pain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Edgeworth restored. After a while, the kobolds finished with their harvesting.
Do slayers have food for supper?
How are you offering to cook?
I
We
can
make
cook.
great feast for death of great storm serpent.
I won't say no to that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'll break out the cask.
Are they eating it here? Or
We will
are they like looking
return
like they're gonna go back? Yeah.
in some time.
Alright.
And they all scurry away into the back of the cave. Is there anything anybody wants to do in the near term?
I mean, worst comes to worst, if they don't come back, we just cook it ourselves.
Just break out the flute because the acoustics are even better in here, and just kind of play something dramatic for a song of rest.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can all get a short rest with the bonus D6, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure rest does nothing for me. I'm good.
Mmm.
Hey, I needed it.
Nah, I feel great.
Okay. About probably 2 hours later. Is that face of importance, Megan?
I rolled 2 1s on my hit die.
Oh no.
I was like, I'll just roll 2. It should be fine. Nope.
You hear a similar scurrying of clawed feet as you did when you first got here. This time not followed by the giant pounding of a behir. And funneling back into the cave are the 7 kobolds that initially met with you, and about 24 others. The initial band seemed to be mostly male. There's probably 1 female. And all of like a hunting age, more or less, you would gather. And the group that comes back is much more mixed. Seems like might be a large portion, if not the entire rest of the tribe or pack of these kobolds. A much older male and female, and a couple children who are like 1.5 feet tall. And they bring slung up on sticks a number of like small mountain goat type creatures, and all manner of what look to be kobold spices and cooking implements. Bring it back, build a fire, or a couple fires really, and start making this feast.
Are we getting an Ewok village, but with kobolds
Yes,
instead?
yes, that is exactly what is happening here.
Except we're not in fear of dying.
Yes!
We've won today.
Yeah, they're not trying to cook two of you, but yes. Eventually the food is made. Probably not the ideal cooking methods for you all. It's like
Yeah.
charred outsides and then mostly raw insides on the meat.
It's flash
And-
cooked.
Yeah, pretty much. And the seasonings are questionable at best. But you guys can make your own fire and adjust if you want, or you can attempt to eat what's given and not disrespect the kobolds. It's up to you.
Is there anything besides me?
Nope, they do not cook any
That's okay.
non-meat.
I will gladly accept and hand it over to Clips and then just eat my own little
I'm doing my
Okay.
own little like s'more setup. So I see one, I kind of look at it and just hold it over the fire a little longer and just like, just really like get it in there.
Okay.
In my own little fire, just sitting here.
Uh-huh. You get a couple glances of like disapproval of the fact that you're clearly ruining this meat. How could you? But no one says anything.
That's fine.
I'll try to eat it as is.
Okay.
Honestly, I could probably stomach it, but like,
I'll take like some from
Don't
like
worry
the
about it
very
now.
Is that
outside.
fish?
Mm-hmm.
no, it's
There's no
goat.
fish, no.
Okay.
Goat, I think, right?
Just go.
Yeah,
Some
it's
kind
like
of goat
some
creature.
kind of mountain goat type creature, yes.
You do like the outer shaving.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like El Pastor style,
Sam-
just eat the outside.
Okay, you're just gonna eat the outside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
As it,
okay.
as it rotates, I'll just carve some more
Alright.
brown meat off.
Yeah. At various times throughout the feast, various kobolds come up to each of you and just curiously eyeball you. Don't say much, but the story has clearly been passed on, and they're wondering who these mighty slayers are. You get a mix of like confusion and even suspicion that these odd, small, scaleless creatures have bested the Great Storm Serpent, and then also just like a clear respect of whatever power you must have is clearly strong.
I think at one point, Brightwing is gonna do the C3PO thing with the children and like tell stories with the
dance?
fires
Okay.
with the kids.
Okay. You know, in the Fellowship of the Ring, when Bilbo's telling the story about the trolls to all the little kids,
Yeah.
and their eyes are all big, and there's like, oh, it's a lot of that. Assuming you tell scary stories.
No, I think maybe some of it's our adventures, then some of them are probably just legends she knows.
Okay. Anything else anybody wants to do during the feast with the kobolds?
We'll just oodle at the little babies that are running around.
Hmm.
Use
I'm
my
gonna
mage
cast-
hand to like dance around them.
Mm-hmm.
I'll cast Reduce on myself
Oh
my God.
my gosh.
for a minute, and then just like walk up behind them and just be like, poke, poke, hi.
To the
Poke,
kids in
Hi.
particular?
Or just ever,
Or just
like
any
whoever,
kobolds?
and just mingle,
Okay.
and then see how long it takes them to realize that I'm not
Uh-huh.
one of, you know what I mean? And like hover around the edges of peripheral vision for the 1 minute and just be like, haha.
Okay. Over the course of the night, there starts to be a good amount of draconic chatter that is between small groups looking at you, wondering what is going on with the shifting in size. And at one point, one probably comes up to you. A younger, it seems, female.
Are you sorcerer?
Yes.
Is this how you defeated Great Storm Serpent?
Part of it. We all have different abilities, but we
Can
work
you
together.
teach we?
Come here.
She steps over to you. You see like 3 others watching,
Mm-hmm.
eyes wide from a distance.
We can try. Okay. I will sit down with her, and I'll pull out a stone, and I will very slowly pantomime. Well, I'll teach her the words because there's no somatic components for the light spell.
Okay.
So, it could or couldn't work. Oh no, there is material components. So I'll give her a dried up firefly.
Okay.
I don't think I need that, but might have had it at some point. But
When you first give it to her, she looks at it for a couple seconds, looks back to you, and then starts to move it towards her mouth.
hold.
Mm. And then you teach her the words.
Yeah, it's probably just like Loomis or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Like,
Lumos.
Oh boy. Okay. This is, you have this, if I'm not mistaken, through your race. Is that correct?
yeah, I don't
Okay.
expect it to work.
I will say, I will roll an Arcana check for her with advantage because you're helping. And she has a -1 to intelligence. So
Mhm.
this is going to have to be a very high roll to get
Well,
anything done.
my magic is with charisma.
It is. This is not to cast the
because it's
spell. This is
Arcana,
just
okay.
to grasp it, yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Probably 5 to 6 minutes of attempted reciting of these words, which she doesn't do the best at pronouncing. And there's no somatic components, right?
No.
Okay. So she just keeps holding this thing and trying to say the words in different ways. Nothing happens.
I think this rock is broken. This is a broken rock. Unfit.
Must I find different rock?
I have a rock you can have. I'm gonna pull out one of the bright balls.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
And I'll just pull it out, and I'll go through the thing, all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll look at it for a second, because I won't cast light. I'll look at it for a second, and I'll just kind of whap it a little bit, and it'll light up, and I'm, oh, ha! And I'll wait for it to go off. Here, now you try.
Okay. So you've given her the concept of smacking it at the end?
I was trying to pass it off as like, hey, this rock doesn't work either. Pat, pat. Oh, there it goes,
Okay. 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 She attempts to do the magic again. And then takes it and taps it on the ground the same way, but on the ground, like with a small like egg to break it, and it lights up. Ah! Looks back at the other kobolds. Ah! All the other ones. Ah! And she takes it with her and scurries over and shows them. Eventually comes back after it finishes.
If practice can perhaps gain greater power to destroy next great storm serpent.
You could try. I will then pat my rapier that's on my hip. It's always safe to have a backup.
You see her pat a dagger on her side.
Hmm.
Then head back to the other kobolds. Anything else anybody wants to do tonight? Okay. The festivities continue for long enough that most of the kobolds get quite tired and end up falling asleep in the cave around the campfires. So you guys are more or less rooming with kobolds tonight. Do you want to take watches still?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. I'll just have you roll one perception check for the night eclipse for the whole group.
For everybody? Alright.
Mhm.
19.
Okay. You guys can take turns if you want. There are a couple kobolds who join in on each of the watches. Mostly sitting away from you guys, but glancing over consistently throughout. And eventually, morning comes.
Did we have the hammocks out? Did we set all that up? Was it just on the ground?
It would probably be somewhat tough to set up the hammocks in here.
Okay.
So probably it was more of a bedroll night.
Besides, if I fell out in here, it would probably be on rock.
True.
That's not good.
Safety first.
Yeah.
I like to imagine that the kids have like slept on top of like a gas stove or something.
Just passed out altogether.
Just passed out on the top of him.
Well, I will start packing stuff up.
Yeah. Keep moving.
You are hunting other great serpents, or
Just great enemies.
not serpents?
They happen to get in the way. We'll find out.
We're hunting metal men.
You see a bunch of confusion at that.
Yeah.
I don't understand it myself, man.
Metal men. This is strange, not normal.
Well, hopefully you won't have to deal with them.
If you pass by cave again, you are welcome in we community.
I'll keep that in mind.
They all watch you from the cave opening
Good luck.
as you leave.
Enjoy your time of peace. No infighting.
You start fighting.
Okay. You guys move on.
Yeah, we got everything. Everybody good to go?
Okay. We are going to hit a bit of a run of travel days here. So, we're going to make the similar travel rolls, but each one is going to be for 2 days.
Wow.
And then we are going to hop into a couple of the things that you guys came up with per the homework. So,
Oh my god.
rolls for the first days.
And we were
I got
doing
it.
like the average between everybody, right? So it didn't matter who rolled it.
Correct. Whoever wants to roll, you just pick your skill, survival, charisma, or con, and then the bonus is set for whoever rolls it.
Charisma.
I think Anneka
Okay.
needs to do one.
Yeah.
+5.
Why me?
'Cause you didn't do one yet.
I haven't done it like every night.
Fine. Which one am I rolling?
You get con or survival.
Do survival.
I'll do survival then.
Okay, who's rolling con?
Don't have me roll.
I will.
Don't have
2!
me roll.
That's a 10 still, because your
Yeah.
survival's a +8. What'd you roll, Leah?
I rolled a 12 total.
What's
12
our
total.
con bonus?
2.
Oh,
So it's a 17.
Okay.
we should
Okay.
roll.
let's-
We'll be getting through it.
Yeah, it wasn't the best, but
We're
still
lost, but we're
managed.
moving.
Nope. Okay. That is going to be for the first
Don't
2
skip that
days.
5.
Don't skip.
As you go... Oh! And I forgot. I need you all to roll
A
pre-rolls.
single d20. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
2?
Is it just
Two.
one?
2.
2? 2. God damn it.
Please.
In case something needs to happen at advantage or disadvantage.
Please.
Oh,
Eleven.
good.
On Via.
11 and 9, you said?
Yep.
I got a 16
Okay.
and a 2.
11 and 16.
Ooh.
I put it in the chat.
A 7 and an 18.
7 and an 18.
A 1 and a 5.
Oh! Okay, 1 and a 5. Okay.
Yeah.
As you continue, you do begin to notice things get a little bit colder as you move slightly day to day upwards. As you get deeper, you are moving higher. And over the first 2 days, Jess,
Mm-hmm.
you have
That's
something
me.
that you wanted to do.
I did. So as we're going, to anyone who has traveled with Eclipse before she changed her armor, you notice she's trying to step a little lighter than usual. And every time she steps on like a twig or makes noise, she looks visibly irritated about it. And at one point, when we get kind of closer, she's just like, all right, look, it's like the next snap, she's like, I cannot. Okay. How do you do this? Because I'm so used to every step just making noise, and it doesn't now, except for when I step on things. How do you stealth properly?
This is to the group in general.
Yeah, it's just to everyone. Like, she's just in the back and suddenly is like, how?
I think I have the opposite problem. I always seem to have a light foot but stand out.
I sneak up on people sometimes by accident. I spook them.
Yeah, Luna does that too.
Uh,
All the time. But like,
I'd turn to somebody else.
I think I have nothing to add. I think mine was from years of non-consensual ballroom dance classes.
okay, so like, hear me out.
I'll
And
do
also,
it.
mostly because like we're gonna be dealing with them. I have an idea, and I'm gonna like move Brightwing so she's a little further up, and have her turned around so she's facing up the path instead. Okay, you can hear everything. Out of all of us, you are the most aware of what's going on. So,
We played red light, green light.
kind of. So, I just want to see how this is done, because like I said, I'm not used to. And she kind of shifts around, and it's not noisy at all. She's just moving. I need to know how to step better. If that makes sense.
So you want me to turn around like this?
Yes. So don't see anything, but I want to see how close any of us can get, kind of just as a general, all of us, before she hears you.
Okay.
Because, again, we're going to be sneaking up on very highly trained professionals that are also not really human, so this might be a good chance to try.
You want to go hard mode?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Okay, I'll shift then.
Okay.
There it is. So we have a minute to do this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Are you
So-
going first, Eclipse, or
I kind of want to watch somebody else do
Okay.
it and then see if it helps.
Okay.
does
Yeah.
somebody want to step up?
I'll start with
I think Sam.
I
Sam
might
should
be
go.
the
wanted to go.
best. I might be the
as
best.
the ringer.
Yeah.
You're a rogue. I don't even think I'll hear Sam.
Okay, if I don't roll poorly, but even if I do, I think I might be okay.
Yeah, probably.
That's a 19.
I don't. She's gone.
It was a natural 8.
Oh, okay.
19
Okay.
total? Okay.
Her stealth is my persuasion.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's still, like, I love
Really
it.
good.
Brightwing, your passive perception is a 19 standard, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Nice.
Needs it.
I rolled though.
Oh.
Are you going to do active or passive?
Oh yeah, you are listening.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we could do active to make it harder. Because I don't know if they're going to be paying attention. So if we can beat her active perception, that could be pretty good.
Yeah, okay. Let's do that. So you can roll with advantage. Did you roll with
Okay.
advantage?
I did.
Because you shifted, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what'd you roll?
I rolled a natural 20 for a 28.
Okay.
Oh my
Well,
god.
that's the point.
Okay.
That's the point of
So,
We're trying
Sam,
Yeah.
to do it.
if you could describe what your sneak looks like,
My
and
sneak?
with it is a very competent sneak for what it's worth, even though you technically lost. So, describe what the party sees.
Shit. She's been doing this for so long that she doesn't recognize her half attention to the ground and half attention to everything above her. And she doesn't even get super low to the ground. Like maybe she would have long ago. But just kind of keeping her balance with her hands out, very gingerly taking steps, not super slow, but just almost
Okay.
like expecting noises to be made in certain parts of the ground.
Okay. The rest of you who can see this fluid, smooth, silent movement. You hear nothing, and you see very little shift in the ground or disturbed anything. And about halfway to Brightwing, you hear like a small twist of gravel against stone.
I hear you.
Okay.
I don't have many people who do hear me. It's impressive.
I will say, in fact, you may have noticed some of this already over the few days you've been here. But from this in particular, you get a sense of how perceptive Brightwing is. Which
Goody.
is very, yeah.
Okay.
I just motion whoever's next.
Ladies first. And I'm gonna start.
That's right.
True.
What are you implying?
He can now make himself first. That was great. There.
9.
9.
Well, now
Brightwing?
we're doing this now.
I hear him.
Yeah, I figured as much. It does not take long this time, and the rest of you this time can hear the scatter of a rock that Nas or whoever they are right now accidentally kicks.
For Nas, it's much more of a deliberate toe step. So you see each foot
Okay.
touch on the toe first, and then the rest of the heel comes down. But there's much more motion to the different footholds. So, like, it's stepping on a larger stone and then a small jump to another larger stone, trying to avoid the smaller ones, but probably loses balance at one point or another, which results in the additional noise.
Avoiding the gravel, basically, instead. Okay.
Getting the high ground.
Okay. Hmm.
Okay. Anyone want to go next? Okay.
Come on.
I got a
Okay.
natural 20.
For a
24.
okay.
I rolled a natural 17. For
Uh-huh. Oh, it's gonna be
25?
really close. Ooh. Okay, so I will say, Faye, you can describe how you move, but it's basically like you get to where you can reach out to touch Brightwing, and as you reach out, Brightwing, you hear and turn.
So Faze is a little different. She's very much like up on the balls of her feet almost. And you can see like when she's trying to be conscious of being light-footed, and you've probably seen it in the past too, that she is not the heel-toe mind. It's just very like soft, and her boots probably have very soft leather on the bottoms for that purpose as well. But it's slow and it's intentional, which is not necessarily avoiding anything, but it's like putting your whole weight on that foot and then moving and then putting your whole weight on your other foot, so there's not any scuff. Like the feet are lifted very intentionally to not cause the scuff. And then when she gets to Brightwing, the wind probably just like passes over the lute, like the hole in the lute or something, and just makes a little bit of a hum.
Hmm.
And that's probably what you hear.
You turn to find Faye like a foot away, which is surprising to you.
Whoa.
And I will also. Oh, go ahead.
You were very. That was. I did not hear you for a long time.
Usually my intent is to be heard, but I have the ability to be quiet sometimes.
Okay. As she comes back, Eclipse, since you're studying most carefully, and also any others that were paying attention, it's interesting. Faye and Sam both have grace in their movement, but Sam's is like when you see a prowling predatorial cat, and it's
Yeah.
doing those very slow movements forward, and Faye's is more like a ballerina that's very lightly almost floating through the movements.
I feel like Yasnim's would have also been like a parkour kind of energy, like trying to get somewhere as quietly as possible and as fast as possible. Mix between the two.
All right, you're left, Eclipse.
Probably when you guys are like picking who's next, she's kind of like trying to mimic the last person that went and seeing which one makes the most noise.
I think the key is if you focus on not making noise, you'll make noise.
Right.
Focus on the path, not on the obstacles.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. It's just kind of. Alright. It's friggin'. Alright, let's do it. Just gonna. Okay, it's not disadvantage. It's not disadvantage. It's really bad. 14?
Okay.
I hear her.
Yeah. What'd you roll?
A natural 18.
Gosh.
For
So that's 26?
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Jesus.
you get probably about halfway there, Eclipse, and I would say are pretty pleased and impressed with yourself. And then Brightwing just does Brightwing things, and you see like even a small twitch in her ear, and she hears.
I mean, it's better.
You were
can
very.
give you
I
some-
could hear you from very far away before.
That's okay.
Pump
So it's an
True.
improvement.
Yes.
Okay. I guess that's
I
fair.
don't- I can be light in foot, but she just kind of gestures to herself.
Well, yeah, it's mostly just like it's kind of a getting used to thing, but it's also just for our safety in general. It would be nice to build it up, if that makes sense.
Sam, did you have something you wanted to say?
Oh, I can give you some pointers as we travel if you need them.
That would be really great. Cause yeah, I don't want to be the reason we get caught.
I could
won't get
also
caught.
ask some hunter animals, predatory animals, what they do, and on our journey, see if they have tips.
If we're not gonna get eaten, and you find the chance, that would be cool. But I mean, I think it'll be okay. I'll just keep trying this. And she kind of
If we
keeps
find
stepping that
them,
way.
they're probably not very sneaky.
Well, it could be an after they jump us moment. We'll find the right one. We'll figure
Okay.
it out.
Okay. Okay. I will ask this. Is this something that you, Eclipse, and or anyone else want to make a daily thing moving forward?
I think Eclipse
Play Red
would.
Light with Brightwing.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Or-
yeah, like
or
probably just
Getting
keeping
tips
a
from Sam.
yeah, kind of a mix of both. It's like keeping Brightwing ahead of her, and then at any point, if it's like we're having downtime or we're taking a break, she's probably gonna have her try it just to see if she can get any closer or get any better. It's not like getting a plus to my stealth or anything. It's just something she's actively trying to be better at.
Okay. Okay. All right. Is there anything that anybody wants to do otherwise individually in these first 2 days?
I do want to have. I think we landed on Ted. That's what we named the owl, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
Dad,
I do want to give Ted a task, which is
Okay.
to get as much living material off of these scales so that it doesn't rot.
Okay.
And so that could be as simple as like putting it on my shoulder and letting him claw or whatever at it. But at night, I would also like to continue working on my projects.
Okay. I will have you roll a. We'll say a dexterity check for Ted.
It's not bad. 14.
Okay. Does he have a +2?
He's a
Out
plus
of curiosity? +1. Okay. Dang. I love attempting to guess based off the reactions. I do this all the time when watching Critical Role. And I guess that you rolled a 12 based off your reaction, and then I guess that it was a +2. It's pretty close. Okay. You, over those first 2 days in particular, set up both while traveling sometimes, but largely also at night, laying them out for Ted. And he is able to get a lot of the fleshy material off, which should help a good bit in that. And then you can work on your stuff as well.
So the first night would be the 7th day.
Yes, it is. So make a check.
$22?
Yeah. That is a success. You have these things tracked, right? And where you're at on the DCs?
Yes.
Okay.
Progress, I don't. But I'll
Okay.
check
We'll
out
double check that.
later.
Yep. Okay. But that's a success. Okay. Those first 2 days go by. Next 2 days, travel checks.
Con.
Okay.
11 plus
Charisma.
2, 13.
What's the
Charisma,
charisma?
plus 5.
12.
Okay. Survival, plus 8. Who wants to roll it?
I got it.
Okay.
22.
Yeah, checks out. Okay. That's better. Okay. Okay. These next 2 days, the weather the weather continues to be gray, and there are times where there are slight drizzles, and as it gets much colder, which it's beginning to do over these next 2 days, there are some times where, especially at night, if there's small drizzle, it can be almost close to sleet, and some mornings you will wake up to see a few small patches of snow in various places.
I'm still barefoot.
Yeah. Are you also wearing a cloak of some kind now that you got? I can't remember.
Poncho.
Okay, so you're wearing a poncho.
I'm wearing a poncho.
Okay.
Oh my gosh,
It was made of
packed.
coats.
Yeah, just stack it on, guys.
We have
More
probably 6 additional coats in the bag of holding.
good.
Yeah.
We're very
Like-
ready for this.
Honestly,
Yep.
like I had purchased a plethora.
Speaking of.
Okay.
Leah,
Leah's
She's method acting.
doing a costume change mid
Man, I guess
midday.
so.
Okay. These next 2 days are again growing slightly colder. The journey is becoming a little bit more difficult as you go, but oh my
that.
Ewok.
There we go.
That is amazing. That is so perfectly what Brightwing is wearing right now. I love it.
Amazing.
And on the late afternoon of the second day, getting close to dusk, you all crest a hill and look down to see a small valley in front of you. As is often the case, you'll come up over one part and then see a small spread of open land between mountains or in a flattened area of mountain, and see what appears to be, amidst somewhat cleared out trees and rock, the scattered and dilapidated remnants of a long abandoned village. You see the near skeletal remains of a variety of structures, some seemingly lean-tos of long rotted wood and branch, some small structures of stone, rock on rock, built into small walls, shreds of some sort of cloth or tanned hide that are scattered throughout, perhaps once the walls of tents. What would you like to do?
Well, that
Let's
looks
check it out.
ominous.
I'm gonna
Okay.
dig through for not like archaeology, but
Mm-hmm.
just look for anything that might be important.
Okay.
With that.
Okay. I will have anyone who wants to roll a survival or investigation check. They will have different results, those two checks. So you pick what you want. Tell me what you roll, if you want to.
I got a 26 investigation.
Yeah.
19 investigation.
Okay.
22
12
survival.
investigation.
20 survival, 12 investigation,
22 survival.
22. Okay.
I'm gonna watch. Make sure nothing jumps out.
Okay. That very much
Good
checks out. In
call.
fact, roll a perception check.
Just perception. It's a 9.
Okay. You see a couple small creatures pop up amidst stone, and as you pass, see what you guys are doing, and then disappear again. But nothing else beyond that. Brightwing, since you were the only one who rolled survival, you get a few pieces of information as you start to move through this. One, it seems to have been abandoned for a few years, probably 3 to 4. And 2, the size of the layout of the structures, the spaces between things, what you can see of remnants of roofs, seem to indicate that the once inhabitants of this place were larger than normal. Not full giant size, but probably Goliath.
Yeah, I was about to say, could I, from what we heard about from Shoshana, could I kind of make the connection this used to be the village she was talking about?
It seems to be very likely related to her and or her people, yes. Faye, Sam, and mostly Nas just picking up where they see something and point it out. You guys find quite a bit of things. You find simple stone tools, a variety of them. You find fire-cracked rocks from what were seemingly cooking hearths of some kind. You find, at one point, a couple, kind of off to the side a little bit, a couple large, flat areas of rock, several feet in diameter, that appear to be littered with these curious holes that are about 6 to 10 inches deep and a few inches in diameter, carved into the surface. And you also find with what was it, 24 or 26?
26.
You find a necklace of beads and bones. The beads seem to be made from smoothly polished river stones of varying shades of reds and green. I will have anyone who wants to roll a history check. Brightwing, if you wanted to do it, would be with advantage.
I was gonna ask too
With
to see if I could
advantage?
figure out what the flat rock with the holes in it was.
That is what this is.
Okay.
Did you say with advantage?
Mm-hmm.
For the
Is
first
it only the
time
people that were
ever
checking?
on a history check?
Mm-hmm.
It's tribal people.
I got a natural 20
Wow.
for a 20.
Damn. Oh! Okay.
13.
I got a natural 22.
Oh,
my
shoot!
A whole several tonight.
For a 19?
No,
20.
for a 20.
Okay, for a
Damn.
20.
You calling
It's your
yourself
strength that's
Well,
negative.
I have average intelligence.
Okay. All right. Sorry, what did you roll, Faye?
A 13.
Okay. Sam, you would
Yes.
probably have learned this at some point during schooling, given that it was near the Carthcrest Range. Oh, no.
Doge.
Kink.
Brightwing, your check makes a lot of sense because you would have seen this in some of the tribes of your people. These are mortar holes that people will use to grind or pound like acorns and similar things into meal.
This is where we would make flour. Or they would make flour.
It's crazy that this place has only been abandoned for a few years. And this existed at the same time as a skyship. And just the disparity between peoples based on their access and their reach. I do not wonder why this village did not survive with outside influence. It's alluring.
Some people keep it simple. I can kind of see why the youngers would have wanted to leave to do something else. Which is a shame. It's actually not bad out here.
No, it's beautiful.
I think Brightwing sits down at the mortal pestle and she takes out some own like dried stuff that she's been drying out and like shows you how to do it.
Huh. Okay.
We have
you
similar
imagine-
things.
Good.
We have similar things back in Eastfallen. Lots of different spices brought from overseas that need processing.
I mean, imagine a lot of stuff still done like this.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
I will say, no offense, your bread is not as good.
Well, yeah, it's mass produced.
Facts. Fucking white bread.
Anything that you produce in mass quantities does not exactly mean the quality is good. That is the unfortunate fact.
There is something very, how you say, fulfilling by growing it yourself and bringing it to your own table to share with your family.
Okay. Anything else anybody wants to do? Oh, do someone have something to say?
I was just gonna kind of wander off a little bit to by myself, and I'll cast Sending
Okay. Whom's
Real quick.
to?
to my mama.
Okay.
I heard that you have your own vineyard now. I can see the allure. I'm very happy for you. Save me a bottle, will you?
A few seconds go by. We did. We purchased a decent plot of land on the mountainside. Soil is great. No grapes yet, but we're working towards it. We certainly will.
Nas, did you want me to try contacting your friend again?
kind of worried of what the response would be, to be honest.
If there is one.
Is it bad to want to know, but think that the answer would be distracting?
No. The rest of our lives don't stop just because we have a task before us. If it would provide you peace of mind, I'd be willing to reach out, but I fear that a lack of an answer would give you more to stew on. So perhaps my offer was a bit barbed, but...
If you would. Spend some time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can let her know that Nas is asking.
Okay. I'll send to Delona. Delona. Nas wants to know if you made it away from the ship, and if you're safe. He trusts me with that information. Please respond.
You feel the same thing you felt before. A connection, a landing point. But not necessarily a block, but your spell is almost sliding off where it should pierce, and the way you know things work, even if someone is asleep, wake them up. It's almost sliding off like water off a duck's back. Like it's not hitting the point it's supposed to.
Would you allow me an Arcana check? To see if I could, like, try to figure out why, and, like, based on, and I'm asking this specifically based on the fact that we have this orb of non-detection, and how I think divination magic would be prevented, and that seems like, would I be able to make a connection between those things?
Okay.
And to see if there was some kind of something like an arcane barrier in the way.
Okay. Yes, roll an Arcana check.
Pretty good. 17.
17. I will say that with a 17, you get a sense, one, you happen to know, because it's a spell on your list and you understand the depths of it. Technically, oddly, sending is an evocation spell. So something like what you have that prevents looking into would not necessarily be the same sort of thing that would prevent something like this making contact.
Mm-hmm.
Moreover, with a 17, if there was something like that, which you imagine there probably is, that could shield something like that out, you would get more of the bounce off of that shield without feeling the connection. What you're feeling feels more like you're reaching the mind, but the mind is being restrained in a way to where the aspect of your magic that should wake and alert that person to your voice isn't landing. Yeah, I think that's the most you get with a 17.
Okay. There's no response, but it doesn't. You know your magic, and you know the nuances of your magic because you do it inherently. It feels funny. It feels like there was no response, but it didn't feel intentional. I've had this spell time out before and someone not respond, and it didn't. The delivery felt funny. She received it. It was slippery. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. Maybe someone like Remy could pin it down a little bit more. But she is alive. That's enough. We know that.
Well, I work with absolutes. That's the one thing that we can get from it.
We'll keep trying.
That,
Places like this. Oh.
The necklace you found. You said you were looking for something for your pearl.
Oh. Yeah.
If you were interested.
Yeah. I was kind of thinking, honestly, I had a mind to slide it on with my ring, but if this would probably suit both of them much better than this cord.
I have a few things that I'm working on, but if it is something you'd like, I could probably do it pretty quick.
Take it. See if you can work with
Put
it.
it in the queue.
So I'll hold on to that. I won't take the pearl, but I'll just take the necklace for now.
If we pass back through this way, we'll have to tell Shoshana that we found it.
I think it's an heirloom.
I don't know. I meant the place, not specifically the item.
Oh.
She spoke of it fondly. It's kind of fun to see the places that shaped people that you know. I think it gives you insight into a bit more about them.
Yeah. A few things have been learned.
I still don't know how to make bread.
If you ask, I'm sure she'd tell you.
I don't know if anyone would want to eat it.
I mean, I won't lie. I'll tell you if it's terrible, but everything's worth trying once.
Do we have to make it out of acorns? Is that what they use?
I thought flour from wheat, but I mean, if acorn bread, I've heard banana bread. I don't know how that works.
Brightwing's head poked into the frame.
Brightwing, do you make bread from acorns?
Or bananas.
You use bananas as ingredient, but not as the source for bread. Woo.
Faye wants
This
to
is
learn
the
how to
third
make
costume
bread.
change.
Okay, try to teach you. I don't really. We can see if they have
Maybe
any.
when we have an oven, like at some point.
You don't need oven.
I'm sorry, what?
You just need fire.
You've got that covered already.
Let me see, and I'm gonna try and find like a flat stone.
Oh boy.
Mhm.
Okay. Roll an
What?
investigation check.
Like the flat
Actually,
stone
you
that
can
we-
make it a perception check.
Thank you. Okay. 14.
Okay. Yeah, you find a stone after a little bit of time that looks like it could serve the purpose you want.
Is there like wheat fields left over?
No,
I don't
There's
know.
snow on the ground.
There's snow on the ground. That's true.
there is snow on the ground. No, there
No
are.
bread.
There's not. There are no fields of anything that was
packed
tilled
together
or
like
grown
a
here
little loaf of
intentionally.
snow.
Snow, yeah.
Snowman bread. Perfect. Mission accomplished.
Could use salt.
Oh.
I don't like it after I
I'll try
say
to make a meal out of the nuts and acorns we have found,
Okay.
and I'll show Faye how to grind it.
Okay. Are you
I'll give her. I'll give
gonna
her
cook
a
something
pestle.
out of it?
Yeah. So I'll.
What, right
use
now?
some ing-
Mhm.
Yeah.
Happening now.
Bread is like a process, right?
Oh,
No,
Neil.
This
bread
isn't
and
gonna
mix
be a
is not
loaf
me.
of bread. It's gonna
Yeah.
be
Not a
like
loaf of bread.
an acorn pancake, really.
Okay.
No,
Step 1. This is
It's
level
a-
1.
flatbread.
Okay.
Mhm.
It's a
Yep.
flatbread.
We're not making
Flatbread.
sourdough here. All right. All right.
No.
No. That's way more
Sourdough's-
complicated. This is a flatbread.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I'll
Work
do
our way
that.
up to
I'll
milk
have-
bread.
Stone cakes, if you will.
Hmm.
Oh, let's
So
go.
I'll do one, and then I'll have Faye do another batch of like different ground meals,
Okay.
and then I'll
Um,
gather, and I'll start to heat the stone. I put the stone right like above the fire, so it's heating the stone. And then I'm like, okay, now we're just going to add water. And she'll grow some rosemary
Ooh.
and mix this
She's
in with it,
fancy.
Okay.
and then like beat it together, and then she'll show it like it's just like a very thick batter, and to like pat it like this,
Mm-hmm.
Like a tortilla.
like a tortilla,
Mm.
There you go.
back and forth, and then you slap it onto the stone.
Like
And then she's like, "Right, just let it cook." And then at one point, she's gonna flip it, and it's truly just like a baked batter, but it's not like pancake batter. It's like a thick meal paste, but a flat bread.
It's like an arepa, like a thick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
thick. It's thick.
Mm-hmm.
But she put spices in it besides the rosemary.
Okay. I will have you roll a wisdom check with advantage from Faye's help.
I don't think I'm qualified to provide advantage.
I think you should. flip
This
it.
it's less about I mean, if you're trying to make this about Faye making one, we could flip it. But if it's in the reverse, it's
we
more
could-
about you like
I
sous
was
chefing
gonna-
for her.
I was trying to make it like Faye was making one, and then Brightwing was.
Okay,
making one.
then
So
Faye, that's okay.
Faye
Faye
made her
roll
own batch?
with advantage. I will say Brightwing, you don't even have to roll for yours if you're doing them
Okay.
separately.
It's a 9.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yours is a little.
crunchy and burnt.
It looks a little sad compared to Brightwing's.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of tastes like the world around you to some degree. But it's not terrible. And if it came to it, you could definitely survive on something like this for a time.
I would say if Yasnip took a small bite. Is it supposed to be raw in the middle?
It tastes like outside.
Maybe next time inside. Maybe.
Better to have tried and failed,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm. If you do well enough, you can try it twice.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure for you.
Look, my callings are elsewhere. This is
Okay.
I
fine.
rolled very well, even so. It tastes very
Yeah.
good. And she
It
also
definitely-
knew the meat eaters that like she'll cook the meat that we had like probably left over from the night before, and she'll like show you like you can like add it to it to make it more. She just simply eats the bread as it is.
And add a piece of jerky to the one that Faye made, and nope.
Yep. Okay. Do you guys want to stay in this camp for the night? It's pretty close to night.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys make camp. This is a place you can definitely set up the hammocks, or you can make camp in some of the little leftover structures if you want, but you spend a night in the village of the Goliaths. Okay. Thank you, Megan, for your contribution. We didn't say it at the top. All right.
Is it?
Third duo of days. Travel. Who's rolling?
Charisma.
You really
Okay.
like the charisma roll.
I said
Con!
con this time.
Oh,
Yeah.
pardon me.
that's what she-
I have no memory.
Natural one.
Oh,
I'll
no.
roll con.
I think Brightwing said con.
Oh, did you say con?
So you're
If you
rolling
survival,
survival.
it's a
Whatever you
better
just rolled
bonus.
is survival.
Okay, what was the bonus to survival?
8.
8? So 21.
Okay. Brightwing.
I rolled a 5
+2 or total?
total.
Oh, no.
I
You
rolled
didn't
well
tell your
this
dice it was a
time.
perception check, did you? This is what happens.
Okay. These next 2 days definitely begin to grow a little slower as they grow much colder. And pretty much now, every morning, you're waking up to a little bit of snow on the ground. Not quite at the point where we need to make rolls, but it is when it gets close to night or early in the morning, you can see your breath. And you're high enough up that the journey itself is starting to become more difficult, the exertion. But still making progress. Yes, Sam.
It's been a few days. Could I
Mhm.
potentially roll to get my thing back?
Oh, you've
I'm
been
down
missing it
one
this whole
still,
time?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Roll. Honestly, you're probably it's gonna be very hard for you to fail with the amount of nights we've had, but yes.
It could happen.
Roll some dice and tell me if you fail a bunch of times in a row. We'll get to the number we're
Alright,
at.
I'll roll 3. Would fail. 11, 12, and 18.
All of those are successes. So yeah, you're full up.
Sweet.
Okay. Midway between day 1 and day 2, so somewhat probably halfway into day 2 of this portion, you guys come across another small cave. This one looks a little different from the large cave opening that you met the kobolds and the behir in, but it offers a little bit of shelter from what is now a pretty cold and persistent wind for like a midday rest. Stop into it briefly. Leah, would you like to describe what is found here?
Yeah. So I think at one point, we're all resting. Brightwing particularly is a little colder than everyone else, and I think she just wanders into the cave just a little bit further, to try and find a little bit more warmth. And all of a sudden, she her eyes perk up and she looks a little deeper, and then you just hear her gasp and start to go further in.
Hey, what's going on in there?
Come see, come see.
Huh?
Go see.
And as you guys are walking towards, it's like pitch black for those who don't have dark vision. But for those who do, you start to see some sparkles start to illuminate. And as Brightwing gets closer and gets about 5 feet to where the sparkles are, you just see a glow start to form. And as she walks deeper, the entire cave starts to glow a little bit as these crystals and geodes of the cave start to glow around her. And it's a indigo purpley color of crystal. And I have a picture, but they're not like crystal. They're kind of like formed in kind of like a cube shape.
It's kind of like the inside of an amethyst.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll show you. I had a picture of an inspiration in the chat. Put in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool.
Dude, I love these.
It's like a bismuth, isn't it?
I don't know what it
Yeah.
is. I was just trying to find cool purple stones because y'all said purple, and I was like, all right.
Yeah. It's like bismuth almost.
But what makes them glow?
I don't know. Eclipse, as you start to get close and Brightwing starts to walk away, you notice that it doesn't glow.
Nas, since you're asking and paying attention, roll a d20.
7.
7. It's a little odd. They don't seem, the glow that they're emanating seems to be their own, but it doesn't seem to be a consistent, naturally self-emanating. It seems to kind of pulse and change as your party is moving around.
Kind of run my hand along some of them.
You see almost sparks of purple. The glow and the light is so sudden where you trace your fingers. And you can even see, like, within the crystals, flowing light that seems to move around and sparkle.
Can I cast light and see if they dim or respond in any way?
Yeah, what's the radius on light?
Small.
10-10, I think.
I think 10-10. Oh, yeah. 20-20.
20-20?
Yeah,
Okay,
so I
that's-
mean, I could
that's
even muffle it if
more
I
than
wanted,
enough.
like, if I needed to, but...
Okay. You cast light. Are you casting it like in the center of this little small cave area, or near them, near a wall, or how are you? Where
Yeah,
are
it
you
would
casting
just
it?
kind of like a globe.
Okay. There is a degree to which you would expect or predict the crystalline structures of all these geodes to reflect the light and create some small wonder of light if it was a firelight or something like that, or a small globule of light. The reaction that you get is not that. It is like something between a laser show and a fireworks display of purplish, sparkling. It seems arcana almost that is skipping and bouncing between the geodes all the way around. The whole room glows. Roll a d20 for me.
Oh.
You, specifically.
12.
Okay. You get the sense that and having observed for a minute as well as people moved around and you saw these strange shifts in light, the geodes are reacting not even so much to light as to arcana, or the presence of it, or the attunement to it, perhaps.
I'm just gonna say, I think you need to try the bright ball in here.
I've got one left.
Oh, they consumed after you use them.
Well, I gave one to the kobold.
Oh. They only need one.
Oh, I
right?
just never asked for it back. We could try it. I'll activate. I'll nestle the bright ball kind of like in a cluster of them, and then tap it.
Okay. Yeah, it is what you just did and the reaction you just did amplified by like 5 times. And it is a freaking rave in here.
Hand drum.
Where's that pipe?
Facts. Oh my gosh, the trip in here.
Oh my
You
god.
fucking what?
No sharp corners. Oh man. That's cool.
This is one of nature's many secrets not many people see.
So it's light and movement.
I think it's just magic.
Yeah, Eclipse kind of boops the side. It's definitely that.
But I think it does
seems-
respond to your shield. Like when your shield touches it, is your
There
shield
is
cool?
there is a small compared to what you see elsewhere near either your other companions or their spells that they're casting or their items that they're using actively. It's very slight, but you do see a slight glow on that one side, but when you like tap it with your claw, almost nothing. No reaction.
What about the orb? I'll pull the orb out.
Yeah, there is a glitter in the geodes as you in like a small radius around it.
How big is the room?
Probably about like 10 to 12 feet radius. So 20 to 25 feet diameter.
Do we want to see if there's a limit?
The limit?
I'm going to step into the middle of the room and cast Gale Shroud,
Oh my.
which is a 10-foot radius.
Okay. The I assume you have everyone else step out, or does it you get to choose?
Yeah, I can choose who is impacted by it.
Okay, so everybody's still in there then.
Mhm.
Okay, so what do they experience then first from just your Gale Shroud?
So it would be. We'll pick Radiance for this one. It would be the spinning of a small localized tornado effect, but the wind would carry with it a sense of warmth and calming. And as it goes around the room, it would go through your clothes, through into portions touching skin, and just that warmth would hit everybody as these small diamond-shaped light blue crystalline globules, if you can call it that, whip around with it as it goes around the entire room, with him at the center.
Okay.
Her at the
You
center.
all, true. You all see and experience that within that 10-foot radius, and then in the walls of the geodes, you see the light begin to whip around in the same way. The sparkles of purple and the flashes of light that are reflecting both from the light you have brought in here and from, it seems, internally in these geodes, it almost seems to hurricane through the walls.
I almost don't have words. It's beautiful. It's a good find, Brightwing. Good job.
You want to make jewelry out of it?
Are we able to take any?
I don't know.
I think the last time that we tried to take something from where it was growing, it just wilted. Those glowing mushrooms back in Proward.
That's true.
Make a nature check, either of you, if you'd like.
Oh, wilds. Can we take rocks? That'd be a natural
Perception
one.
check of rocks.
Oh,
Natural one!
You didn't tell it we were perceiving the rocks. This
Wait,
is
You
what?
have no
cool.
idea what will happen if you try to take these rocks. It could cause the end of the world as we know it, or it could bring blessings from the wilds.
Nobody knows.
It's nature. Nature is unpredictable.
do I see any loose ones at all anywhere in this?
You don't see any that are like broken off lying on the ground or anything like that. But there are sections of geode that are cracked slightly or separate, like sitting outwards a little bit, that look like they might easily break off.
I'll take a dagger
Okay.
and try to wiggle one loose.
Roll a sleight of hand check. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
23.
23. Okay. You slide your dagger into the backside of one of these geodes and kind of wiggle a little bit, tap a little bit, wiggle a little bit, tap a little bit, putting some of the skills you've been learning into effect to try to be delicate but effective. And eventually, you snap a piece off
Oh, good
and
sound effect.
essentially have like a basically like what is in the picture that Leah sent. Actually, you basically have that broken off, about like heart sized.
And I will cast Gust over the top of it. to see if it lights up still.
It does. It is also just, well, so I will say this. It doesn't light up from the gust because it's already lit by it just being held in your hand.
Ah,
But when you cast gust in the similar way to your gale shroud, causing those lights to hurricane around the room, you see them sort of flow within the geode as your gust passes it. But it is just slowly and slightly pulsing light as it sits in your hand.
could do something with this.
That's cool. That's very cool.
What if you tried to play music in here? Would it resonate off of them?
Oh. I could try. I'll just start. I'll get the lute out and I will I'm trying to think of a thing that I could do that's not gonna hurt somebody.
You could just play music, like a song
Yeah.
of rest kind of a thing.
Yeah. That's kind of like I wanted to
We are
channel some
resting.
kind of arcana
this is
through
supposed
it.
to be a rest.
Yeah. So I would play and infuse it in the same way that I would for a song of rest.
Okay.
Mhm.
What do you play?
I rock music, obviously.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I take a d4 of psychic damage. 2.
Next combat encounter minus D4 to initiate.
Yeah.
Well, let's
Mhm.
go.
I'm baned.
Yeah. Like the beginning of oh god, what's that song?
White Stripes, 7 Nation Army.
No, I think it's
Like
like some kind of Evanescence vibe. Like the piano,
Yes.
but like the lute,
Oh,
like the lute.
bring me
you
to
know?
life.
Bring me to
Yeah,
life.
something like that.
Yeah.
The emo kids are fucking living right now.
Yeah.
yes. Every single
Like
one.
with the like the string vibrating, like that kind of a thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh god.
And you're playing this on the lute?
Yeah.
Okay. Initially, you all hear the echo of her lute pinging within this cave. And it has its own interesting enhancement to the beauty of the music through that. But then as the Song of Rest begins to infuse the magic through the music, you begin to hear like slight resonating hums. And it seems like different portions of the wall, structured in different ways or with geodes in different clusters, almost seem to have like different pitches. And as you play, different areas of the room hum slightly to the music. And I would say almost more harmonized to it than imitate it.
Cool. I think while that's going on, Brightwing's gonna take Eclipse's hand and take her over to one of the bigger ones and step away from it so it's not glowing. Even though it shines for me, it shows you just as beautiful in the reflection of the crystal.
I appreciate it. She just taps on it again.
It resonates slightly from the song that's being played.
If it wasn't so dangerous to get out here, it'd be cool to share it.
Remy would have a field day here.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
It reminds me, this place, the vibe is the same as being in her machine, her device.
Oh, really?
With, for me, yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the feelings are very similar. The movement of the light mimics the movement of the Arcana.
I wonder if that's where she got it from.
I mean, nothing is truly original, especially with something as finite as magic. As vast as it is, there's only so many ways to use it.
Yeah, I just
You're
mean,
limited by your creativity.
if anybody was gonna know anything about it. From the magical standpoint, not just from the nature.
Mm-hmm.
And I think towards the end, when we're about to leave, I'm gonna cast Spiritual Weapon. And out of the crystals, and form from the crystals, is just gonna be I don't know. Probably just a small cat, but made out of the crystals.
Hmm.
And I'll just lean down and pet it and say, "Can you keep this guarded for the wilds? No secret of nature."
For 55 more seconds.
It's a
You see it
spirit. It's just gonna be the
slightly
elegant
cock
spirit,
its head.
darling.
Shake its body like cats do, and sit down. Tail twitch. Okay. You guys continue to journey on with a bit of purple geode. Indigo geode? Is that what it was, Leah?
Purple-y, indigo-y.
Okay. You can put that in your inventory, Nas. Okay. We will do probably one or two more for break if everybody's still good.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next days of rolls. Unless there's anyone else wants to do anything else on these 2 days.
I think Brightwing just might ask for like a little one for her to keep in her. Not for the other thing, Matt, but just for the.
Okay.
For as the memory thing.
Yeah, you could get a small piece
Okay.
pretty easily. Sam,
Yeah. What's up?
what just generally over the course of these days while watching this group largely, what is Sam doing? How does she appear to the party? You don't have to say what she's thinking because that's for herself unless you want to.
Right.
But
During the moments where nobody's speaking, anyone with a high enough insight would just kind of see her oftentimes just completely zone out. Like, her face drops and she just kind of focuses on some sort of point on the horizon. And the same with her demeanor. She's cordial, and like if anybody like tries to make small talk with her, she's definitely like welcoming, but the second she has a moment to herself, she just kind of demeanor just shifts slightly. Yeah, she's doesn't really go out of her way to make conversation herself. Seemingly just trying not to burden the rest of the party.
Okay. All right. Travel rules for days 7 and 8. Who's doing what?
I'm out.
Charisma, because I haven't done it since we started doing this.
Okay.
I'll do survival.
26.
26.
No,
No. Plus
no,
5.
24. 24.
Okay.
I was like, wrong math. Wrong direction.
23.
Ooh.
Your constitution.
Yeah.
+2.
Yep.
9.
9.
9.
That's still very good thanks to those first 2 rolls. Okay. Okay. At the end of these 2 days, we're going to make our first rolls for the difficulty of how strenuous and cold things are getting up here. So let that dictate or describe how it's starting to feel. You guys are very high. It is very cold. It is almost constantly windy. And now there are points where not only is there snow on the ground in the morning, but sometimes during the day you'll get small flurries of it as you're going. And your breath you can see for most of into the late morning, and then once the sun sets again. But midway through the first day, Brian, would you like to set a scene that you guys find?
Well, the first sense would be sound, as you begin to hear a very deep drone, similar to the sound as if somebody were blowing air into the mouth of a very, very large bottle. And as you crest over some of the next passes, you notice as that intensity grows and then dissipates, going to different levels, hitting different marks, and you see a small meadow, plateau, with a number of vibrant green grass that's visible through the snow poking out, and all of it appears to be rolling as if it's being pushed by wind. And off in one of the sides next to the mountain, you would see a small alcove. And with the whistling, Naz would probably walk to it. And as you get closer, you would begin to hear the pattering of water on stone. And stepping through the alcove is like stepping through a door into a room that has no ceiling. And you are met with a small, serene, cascading waterfall. Rounded rocky crags disrupting the falling water, allowing it to ever so delicately accumulate into a stream that gracefully flows over smooth rocks. The water here is exceptionally clear, showcasing as if it were housing the colorful rounded snows beneath its surface in a glass case. The surrounding grass is free from snow and is caressing the water's edge, mirroring the tranquility of the stream. And as it goes away from the waterfall, it gathers in a shallow, tranquil pool, and its mirror-like surface reflecting the clouds from the skies above. The grass around this pool is incredibly lush and creates a nice, plush green carpet if anyone were to want to take a seat for a while. And Brightwing would most likely notice that behind one of the larger sections of the waterfall appears to be a smaller alcove.
It goes further.
Fortunately, there's no way to get there without getting wet.
You think I care?
Stepping through the cascading curtain of water, you're met with cool, misty-aired grotto. The sunlight dances as it jumps off of minerals in the floor, the walls, and off of stalactites that hang down from the rocky ceiling. And as the light illuminates this hidden beauty that's held within the mountain's embrace, you see a deeper pool that is filled with many vibrant, colorful, darting fish. And the light reaches down into this pool, making it almost appear as if the pool itself is glowing.
Is this heaven?
Is it cold in here? Or is it...
Oh, well, the water is cold.
Yeah, but the air in general, does it seem like it's warmer in here than it is outside? Because of the wind not being...
It is. It being protected from the wind makes it a little bit warmer inside, yes. Edgeworth jumps out of the pot and...
Ow, stop. Everyone. There's water everywhere.
Yeah, he is
It's
in
thriving.
bliss. Pure bliss.
I thought Brightwing had him.
Exactly. That's what I'm doing.
What?
Not my problem right now.
Oh yeah, he's with me. That's true.
Yep. He jumped out with you inside.
I think Brightwing kind of goes to deeper into the grotto and simply just sits. And you see her get into like kind of a meditative position and like look down at the fish and just, Avatar as Aang like watches the two kois. I think it's similar as she watches the fish in colors as she tries to meditate on this nature, kind of connect to the wilds.
Okay. Roll a wisdom check for me. 19. You, in general, over the last few days, probably, week even now of travel, have almost had this, like, restorative rush of energy from being in nature again. And as you've come across some of these things in the last few days that just remind you of both your people, like with the village, and also just the natural beauty of the wilds, it has been a encouraging refresher after being in the city, dealing with the difficulty and politics of some of the stuff in Olea. So there's been a general kind of upswing in your emotional and spiritual connection to the wilds. And you take some time here in particular to meditate. And you feel this warm, deep tug almost pulling you. It's not a physical direction, but it's like spiritually or in your heart you feel this tug forward in the direction you're going. It is unusual, not something you've felt before. It's almost like if the wilds were the body of the planetary body around which your gravity was held. That gravity feels increased right now. And there's like this deeper, stronger pull. It's odd.
I think we found another lo-fi.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else have anything else they want to do here?
I'm gonna take a shower.
Word.
It's so cold.
I don't care.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would say if we stay here for a little bit, it would be on one of the stones, not on the grass, making a small fire and putting a number of rocks very close, and mage handing them up to the top of the location that the water's coming down from. Then he's stripping, going into his true form, and taking
Okay. Has Sam or Anneka gotten a description of your true form?
I believe she's seen it.
Sam has seen
Because
it.
of the way that we did it.
That is correct.
I mean, yes, Sam has seen it, but so
Not this
for
one.
him,
Anneka was
not this.
okay.
part.
Go for it. Go for it.
Gray-skinned with a very platinum white hair, very dark eyes, and you see across his body as there are a number of almost wisp cloud-like formations, which they're not tattoos, but they could be mistaken for tattoos. It's a discoloration of his skin. And up his arms and up through his chest and onto his neck, you see as they just scroll out and twist and swirl, but none on his face and none on his hands. He's not very strong, but he kind of lean.
He kind of toned though.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit.
I see it. I see you.
Mhm.
And I would say, like I don't know how everyone else is with nudity, but Brightwing simply looks up and smiles, just like if she's not phased by it whatsoever.
Yep. Faye, it is cold. You are also very dirty. Just throwing that out there. You do with that what you will. Sorry, Sam. Go ahead.
Just sipping my coffee, waiting for him to finish.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking up
Mhm.
at the sky.
Uh-huh.
Trying to be respectful.
Mm-hmm.
I look down at my fingernails.
Did you need to shower as well?
I do. Fuck it. I'll do it, but I'm gonna prestidigitation the water as it hits me to
I was
warm
gonna
it,
say. Yep.
like I did with the pool in Raygrove.
Yep.
Well, I think it's good for circulation.
I don't care.
Okay.
I'm from the desert. This is too cold already.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
don't wear shoes, so this is quite cold.
How does my washout hair dye fade out?
Oh shit.
Uh,
I'm gonna re-up that.
Mm,
That's
if
not
are you scrubbing at it?
I want to be clean, Matt.
Okay.
Like
Yeah,
It
but we have the bag.
probably. Oh my
bad. Bag
god.
for that.
I could
you
just
want
put
to
the
get,
bag on over my hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just for hair. We've already tried this.
Yeah. It works.
It fades out a little bit.
Yeah.
You're somewhere. It almost has like a platinum silver now to it more than anything, maybe in some streaks,
Cool.
at least.
Need to re-up.
Did you bring extra?
No, I make it. I can make
Oh.
more.
Oh.
I've got a whole little costume kit. It's designed to wash up within a couple. I mean, that bag will probably take it right out, but
We'll save it.
I can
Yeah.
get you permanent dye if you need it.
you know, I don't like that much
Sure.
commitment.
It's also for a
you-
very temporary circumstance. Not, like,
Yeah,
Is that
I'm
your
super
hair?
worried about it.
I actually haven't thought about that. If hers is actually dyed or not.
Green?
You tell me.
above the
Hmm.
table, did Faye disclose the whole thing that happened with the marriage organization with the party? I can't remember.
I'm sorry, what?
Wasn't there like a lord?
Oh,
Somebody.
that you were
Lord
engaged
Wellington
with-
Smith.
Yeah, Lord Wellington Smith.
Lord Wellington.
Was Junior? Was that
Yeah.
something that? Because I think that was in Olea that was brought up.
I think I mentioned it to the group after the fact. The original conversation was the brothers when they
Mhm.
were like during the dinner. And I
Yep.
was like, I can't go back to Elmara right now, or I can't go back to Restalios. I can't marry, like what's his name's fine, but like the Wellington half of that family's fine, but the Smith half is just god like that kind of a thing.
And that was mentioned.
I think,
I'm just asking before I say something.
yeah, I know I've mentioned it
Okay.
separately.
Is that why that you left, Mr. Smith, Wellington, whoever? Non-commitment?
Oh. No. I met him twice and my parents decided that was enough. He's fine. I just don't want to be a puppet in someone else's circus.
There's puppets?
I don't know.
It depends on the circus.
Yeah. It's not. I don't know. I want to be able to make my own decisions. And I want to be able to change my mind. Marriage seems a bit permanent for that right now.
It's good to have fun.
Yeah. I'm gonna look down at the scar.
As I get finished and I leave, I will throw up some of the cold water towards her and go over by Sam, dry off.
Yes.
You're coming to me to dry off?
There's cover up. I've got extra clothes.
We have 6 coats.
Yeah.
You
True.
could use one as a robe.
If you would like to also, and you wanted privacy, I have no problem stepping out if it's an issue for you.
I'm more concerned about the temperature than the privacy. And I just waddle over and
I'll flick some water at you, and it's warm.
Mm.
Help.
I will very unhappily take a cold shower.
Okay. Eclipse?
Are we all just
I think-
getting?
I think
just
for
out-
her it
out?
doesn't matter, right? There's not much to worry about with that. I don't think so.
I mean,
Lying would be concerning.
if
No, it's
stuff
fine.
gets in your fur, it can get a little messy, and you're
well,
not
no, I
licking
meant the
yourself
modesty
clean
issue.
like a normal
I don't think
cat.
this is much of an issue
Oh.
for me than anybody
Mm.
else. That's why I'm kind
No,
of like,
yeah,
I don't think it's
I would
really gonna
assume
make that
not.
much of a difference. Yeah, I think she'll probably at some point when it's her
Okay.
turn.
Yeah.
And she looks incredibly comfortable. It's not like it's bothering her at all.
Oh, and if anybody's watching Sam, you do see down her left arm, she does have like a sleeve of tattoos that you didn't see before because it was covered up.
Yeah, I think the only thing for Brightwing is, she kind of was already like wearing
Yeah.
just
A
a
bikini.
bikini anyway. But you do see that like her she has the feathers on her shoulders, but they also go down her spine into the tail feather that she has.
Is that why you don't wear pants?
Oh, yes, it's a bit uncomfortable. I don't like dresses that much. I'm talking Scottish. What the fuck happened?
Where was this last week?
Thyra makes her way in here too. Let's go.
Victory!
We'll never
The street.
You've done this to
She's a
yourself.
changeling.
You have done this to yourself.
This is your
She's a
fault.
bird. She's just mimicking.
Why
her
did I
sister.
pick all characters that have different accents from each other? Oh, okay. I don't like dresses. It's sort of, I think Eclipse could. It with her tail.
It is really irritating if it's not tailored properly.
Yeah, I imagine you kind of custom fit your pants for that, though, right?
I can wear pants.
Do you have to pick a side for the tail, or do you shoot it out the back?
Me?
Yes, either
She
both.
kind of holds up her. I mean, it's easier just out the back when people usually just cut a hole and move on.
Well, the problem isn't with this, and then she'll shift, and you'll show you that the tail feather grows and the wings grow. It's this part.
Hmm. Oh, with the feet too. Yeah.
Yeah, gotta
Huh.
accommodate.
That's why if you ever go to my people, just wear something similar to this, but not as colorful, to be fair.
I don't usually check because they're behind me, but I'll pop the wings out. And the eyes will go black, and these like a 12-foot wingspan of skeletal wings will pop up from behind her.
Damn. Are you wearing your clothes again?
No,
Okay.
no. This is like it's maybe like a I don't know.
Towel.
Yeah,
Okay.
I never thought about where these popped out of.
I mean, you can see if you want.
Take a look.
What with the clothes? They don't break holes in my clothes.
I mean, does it look like they're protruding out of her back, or they look like they're kind of not really floating, but like existing separate from her body? Like if there's a gap between the wings and her at all.
They seem to be created magically.
Okay.
So it's not like bones in her skin are bursting out
Yeah.
by any means. There's some sort of magical shift that happens, and yeah, it seems to come from without. So you haven't been ripping your clothes every time you do this.
Hulk smash.
It is.
Yeah, I mean,
you do see like connection to her. They're not like illusory or anything like that, but it's not her skin breaking out.
It's like it happens and then latches. If that makes
Mhm.
sense. Doesn't
I-
look like it's
Silent image.
the back.
Exactly what it looks like.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just kind of.
There's probably even a bit of shroud of shadow around the actual connection points.
Like,
I'll like pull them up in front and over me, so like the little like bat fingers of them kind of.
wild.
Does it hurt?
No. As I said, it feels natural. Feels powerful. It's just I like explanations of things. And I don't have one.
You feel a bump against your leg as Edgeworth is just full bush floating.
He's just fucking vibing in the water.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This is his
Him chilling.
best day of his life. His best day of
Oh,
his
boy.
week-long life.
Oh boy.
I think. Yeah, I think when I get out, I just do the like shake everything off.
mm,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
cat shake.
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Short.
Just
As you
freezing
do that,
instantly.
you all hear
No.
I don't wear shoes.
Huh? Hold the fuck up. I'm gonna put my stuff back on.
Looking
What?
around.
Roll a perception check.
Mm-hmm.
Does it sound like exactly like Brightwing?
It
Shifted.
sounds very similar.
I'm shifted.
There's no fucking way we have another thing showing up right now.
Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm. 18.
I think Eclipse is
7.
busy
Wait,
putting her
what am-
stuff on,
I'm
and she's like,
lost.
"Yeah,
What are
you
we
said that
rolling?
already."
Perception check.
Yeah.
18, you said, Faye?
Mm-hmm.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
Wow. I'm really distracted right now.
Naked
There are a
panic.
lot
I
of
was
naked
like,
people, yeah. Brightwing, did you roll?
Yeah.
What'd you roll?
26.
Okay. All of you clock a direction that sound is coming from. It seems to be coming from like maybe 15 or 20 feet off to the right, away from the pool in what looks to be an area of like trees and bushes. You don't see anything yet, but you just clock that direction.
How long does it take to put gear on?
10 minutes.
Shit.
Let's play.
5 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, a few minutes
Help.
for sure to get
Yeah.
your armor on.
Okay.
I don't wear armor, so I'm just.
You guys look that direction.
Like pulling a boot on.
Okay.
You want me
Does
to
it
look?
hurt?
Huh?
You hear it come from the same direction.
Hello?
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go look.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm gonna go look.
Who are you?
Who are you?
No. Mm-mm.
I'm gonna try to sneak up on it.
Okay. Brightwing, are you also moving that direction, did you say?
Yeah.
Okay. Who else? Is anyone else going that way?
No, I'll stand and distract.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Faye and Nas staying back, everyone else sneaking up. 3 of you roll stealth checks.
Come on, baby.
Holy
Natural
shit.
13 for a million.
It's a natural 20 for a 25.
Damn!
Let's
The training is working!
Let's go!
I'm a good teacher. 24.
Facts! Oh my. Okay, Brightwing?
15.
15. Okay. You guys begin to sneak that direction. Are you kind of like fanning out a little bit or staying close?
Fanning out, probably.
Yeah.
Okay. You fan out a little
Triangulate.
bit.
Mm.
Is this heaven? You hear from in the bushes. And then you hear from back in the river. That was not me!
Finally, someone.
What's going
said
on
it.
here?
We don't know.
We don't know!
Okay.
It sounds like it's maybe 10 feet into these bushes ahead of you, and you begin to hear a small rustle. Oh. And then you hear a quick shift, like something skittering in the bushes. Like when you're there's a rabbit and it goes running off in the bushes when you get too close. You almost hear that sound. And I would say probably Brightwing. Actually, no, all of you have good passive perception. All of you who are up here. You have like Eclipse, yours is a 17 or an 18, I think.
17.
17, okay. Yeah, all 3 of you see a small flash of gray that moves to the side and a little further away.
I'm gonna keep sneaking up on it.
Okay. You push your way through the bushes and then get a different angle in the direction you saw that shape going. And you see, crouched behind a rock now, but with your perception, able to see, not 100% hiding, seemingly somewhere between curious and hiding, what looks to be a light gray furred lynx or bobcat like creature of some kind. And tufts on the ears, tufts of fur on the paws that are kind of up on the rock. Only thing that stands out and looks odd is you see this almost kind of like a goatee of fur that's sort of matted or almost braided. It's hard to tell. And at the end of it, there is this slightly glowing silver node. It almost looks kind of like the lure of an anglerfish, but not that yellow light. It's this silver node, sort of. And you see it lock eyes with you.
I'll kind of creep out and just sit. Not like menacingly. Just kind of sit down.
Does it hurt? And when you hear that, you see it open its mouth slightly and you see the node pulse. and the voice seems to come from the creature.
It's a
Can you-
copycat.
Can you speak?
So briefly, I will say I was going to have some of you roll, but I will say that Brightwing probably does know this because of her connection to the wilds. This is indeed a copycat,
Oh!
or at least that's what it's called. Colloquially, you would know it as an ovianta, which is an Elvish word for imitate. But most people would call it a copycat. They're quite rare and live in mountains.
Have I heard of these before? I imagine.
Roll a nature check, and anyone else who wants to can. Brightwing,
I
you don't
will.
need to. You recognize this
Oh,
thing
okay, sweet.
because
Never mind.
Leah recognized it.
Natural 20!
I was making a joke.
Well, you succeeded in your joke.
I'm still like
It's a very good joke.
pulling on pants and.
Yeah.
Do you see anything?
It's another cat.
Well, that was a 7 that you just held up?
No,
Sam?
24.
Oh, a 24.
A natural 20.
Okay. What'd you say, Osnip?
At a 5.
Okay. You have no idea.
Just crouch down next to Eclipse and look at it.
Again, your education near this mountain range gives you somewhere back there from your school days. You remember an ovianta.
What's that?
What did you roll Eclipse?
Another 2.
Okay, yeah, you don't know what it
I don't know
is,
anything.
but you hear Brightwing. Do you actually say that, or is that just
Yeah,
Leah that says that?
I'll say it.
Okay, you hear
It's a
Brightwing.
copycat.
You see the cat, the lynx-like creature, perk its head up slightly.
I hate that that's right.
It's a copycat.
Are they?
And it did not seem to respond to your question, Eclipse.
Interesting. Is it dangerous?
They're just rare.
I would say for that, Brightwing, roll a nature check. Sam, you would already know this with your roll.
The copycat
22.
casts Fireball.
Listen, I just gotta be
22?
sure, okay?
Okay.
It could be silly in a meme, but man, go kill
You
us
would
or
both know this creature typically imitates the sounds of prey and uses that to attract prey.
It's a fucking mountain lion.
And
I don't like it.
in this case, you gather that it is probably doing this out of a curiosity because you are quite large and it's not big. It's like lynx or bobcat size. It's smaller than all of you. So you get the sense it is more curious as to why these strange people are out here.
Can
Not
I
that
try-
it is a threat to you.
Can I try to mage hand grab a fish and give it to the copycat?
Oh, shoot. Okay, roll a sleight of hand check.
Come on,
Also,
bro.
is it like more cat than humanoid, or is it like me where it's like a
Oh yeah,
in-between?
no,
Okay.
it is purely animal. It
Okay.
does not seem like
There's any
um,
humanoid in it whatsoever.
no, it's not a cat person by any means.
That's only a 14. Natural 3.
14? Oh gosh, I gotta roll a
Yeah.
deck save for a fish now. Hold on.
Fish.
They help me.
Yeah.
Come on, fish.
Nope, that's a
Hey,
natural 9.
Do I grab it?
You quickly your mage hand is your mage hand invisible?
It is invisible.
Yeah, so it does not have a chance to react really. This is more of a subtle and deft movement than a quick grab, and because you know that your mage hand is so hard to detect and you're able to grab it and then you want to throw it to the fish or the cat? Do you want
will-
to hand it to it?
It's invisible, so I would just like make the fish like swim over to it.
Oh my gosh.
Like
Okay.
play,
Oh gosh.
swim over to it.
Okay. You see the copycat once the fish appears and begins to move towards it, you see its ears perk up larger or higher even than they were before, and it gets into that prowling position.
But it will make it
And-
swim towards us, so maybe it can get closer to us.
Okay. You see it watch it in that way that cats do. Their eyes get big, and the head follows it, and then pads forward like 5 feet, looks back up at you guys, looks back down at the fish, pads forward a little bit more. It's probably like 10 feet from you. How close is the fish to you? Is it between you two?
Yeah, I'd put it about 5 feet ahead of us. Like
Okay,
out of our
it-
direct reach, but like close enough.
It is crouched low for a second, watching the fish, looking at you, watching the fish, and then it pounces. Do you move the fish?
I leave it still so it can catch it.
Okay, it pounces and insta-kills this fish.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Rip fish.
Rip fish. And then with it in its mouth, before moving or doing anything with it, it looks back up at you guys, trying to see what you're going to do.
We're friends.
You hear a rustling in the bushes to your right behind you, and you see another bush come toddling through. What on earth is that thing? The copycat perks up with a fish in its mouth, looks at Edgeworth,
Friend.
cocks its head.
Friend.
Edgeworth looks back at it.
Shh.
Edward, don't move.
I'll explain.
He was
later.
starting to sidle towards you and just stops. So a couple branches extended.
We'll explain later.
I'll go over to Edgeworth and put him in the pot.
Okay.
Keep him in there.
I'm out.
I have a cat. I understand what's about to happen.
Okay. The copycat follows Edgeworth with his eyes, or her eyes, you don't know yet. And then once you pot him, gets back to the fish and tears a piece out of it, and kind of front paws on the fish, puts the back paws down, and is eating and intermittently looking up between you guys and eating his fish.
I give it scratches with the mage hand.
Okay.
On the cat butt.
Okay.
It does the cat butt thing.
It initially perks up and seems curious for a second because it sees nothing there, but likes what it feels, and the butt goes up, the tail, and it rolls over and is like batting at its fish now, while also rolling over to the scritches.
I make it appear so it can see the hand.
Okay. It doesn't seem perturbed. Seems to be enjoying whatever is happening here, however curious it may be for this copycat.
Gosh, I don't want to waste it because I feel like you're gonna make me. This is not a beast. This is a monster.
No, cast speak with.
What did you roll on your nature check?
It was a 22.
Yeah, 22.
You would know this is a beast.
Talk to it.
You know you want
It's just
to.
like a mildly enchanted cat.
I will. Yeah, why not? Half naked, I will talk to the animals.
Okay,
Just the
you were
poncho.
already half naked.
Yeah.
True.
I'm already.
Real.
Yeah. Spray Wing's natural state.
Okay. You cast
Never
Speak with
say it's
Animals?
natural.
Speak with animals.
Okay, I'm going to take you out in a second. Don't worry. We're going to go on break in a second. Okay.
I'll
Go,
probably
go.
carefully put on my gear off to the side while it's doing that.
Do you say something, Brightwing?
Hello.
It looks at you. Hello.
Did you want more?
Perhaps. It stopped eating now to experience whatever is happening right now, which it does not understand fully.
I'm sorry. I cast something so we could communicate better than your copy.
I understanding you. You are understanding me.
I'm Brightwing.
That
I
explains it.
am not understanding that. But I am curious, what are you doing out here?
We are just resting from our journey and noticed this very beautiful grove behind waterfall.
It's strange to see creatures like you out here.
Don't think we're supposed to be here. In fairness. If we are disturbing, we can leave.
Mm. You are curious and you bring fish to me, so I am content.
Well, if we are invading territory, we will gladly move on.
I do rule these pools.
Oh, time to pack it up, gang.
With a natural 14, but no charisma bonus, you could tell he's lying with your passive insight.
Damn
They
it.
call me the great
tap-
whisker of the
They
lake.
call me the great.
I tap Brightwing for a sec. Can you ask it to come closer so I can give it double scratches?
Pets. More pets.
You're asking for
More pets.
consent?
Yes.
My friend Sam here would like to ask if she can pet you with her own hands.
I am not fully understanding what this means, but if it is like this,
And he looks back at the mage hand.
then I am accepting.
He's
I
like,
put
And he leaves his fish and pads forward a little bit, tentatively. You scritch him.
Start scratching him from the top of his head and back down.
Okay. You
2 hands.
hear a purr, a deep purr. Yeah.
Many scratches, belly scratches,
V6
whatever
engine
he
of
wants.
purr.
Hmm.
he says he's ruler of this land. So perhaps we should probably not disturb it much longer.
I mean, yeah, we can head out.
You
my
can
bad.
stay for a little bit more.
Amidst the purring and the rolled over now to get belly scritches also.
Oh goodness. So I think
Oh, I don't want to intrude.
a bit
Has-
longer is okay.
Has he seen anybody else come through?
That's a good question. Have you seen others curious people pop through here?
Hmm. No, I do not believe that I have. You are first people I have seen in many times.
Well, hopefully after we leave, people won't disturb this sacred place.
Sorry if we made a mess.
If you bring fish, you are welcome anytime. And these pets, you call them.
The screeches.
Maybe a little bit bold and out of it, but it did hide from us for quite some time. Maybe it has
Love it.
pointers on how to sneak around as well.
Oh yes, predator. Okay. Mr.
that's right.
Copycat.
Is that thing my name?
Well, that is what the world knows you as, but it does not have to be your name if you don't want a name.
I don't know, but this is fine, Mr. Copycat.
You are quite a stealthy predator. We are trying to be a bit more stealthy in our adventures. Do you think you could give us a bit pointers And how you stealth?
You are also predators hunting.
We are, you could say it, yeah. We are hunting prey, much as you do.
What are you
But-
hunting? This makes big difference.
Quite much bigger prey than we are supposed to hunt, if that makes sense. So we need
Like
to be
bear?
extra.
Yes.
That's a very good,
That's
outcome. What is it?
Well, I am not hunting bear because it will kill me. But if I see bear and needing to hide, perhaps I can show you.
That is good way.
After fish.
After fish.
Okay. He finishes his fish and then gives you like a 15-minute primer on moving amidst like the pine needles and looking for rocks and sticks that will make noise versus others that won't. You get the sense that a lot of what he does in his stealthing is very heavily based off his very padded feet and his ability to step very lightly. So not all of it will apply to you. But you learn some things about, specifically about stealthing in these mountains that you may not have known before.
Oh, I guess we'll give Mr. Copycat another fish
Okay.
and thank him for his lesson. And I think just, unless anyone else says anything, I think be on our way.
I just whisper,
Yeah.
I love you, Mr. Copycat.
Okay.
Finish scratches.
Incidentally, because I don't know if Speak with Animals has been cast in your presence, this whole time, Brightwing has been speaking in another language that you don't understand and have actually never even heard before, which is somewhat rare. And you've heard the cat meowing and chittering back, but Brightwing seems to understand it.
Wait, I can just mind link with it and talk to it. I will do that. I will.
Can you?
It says any creature I see within 60 feet of me. It doesn't need to share a language with the
It-
creature to understand. It just needs to be understand what a language.
Does it need to be able to speak? Oh, it needs to be able to understand a language, you said?
Yeah, does it understand a language?
No, it does not understand a language. It is
Never
just,
mind.
except to the degree that like sometimes a dog theoretically understands your words,
Mm.
but mostly it's just trained to know what it is connected
The
to.
whole language thing is I can speak in any language with Speak with Animals. She just instantly speaks in her native tongue when she speaks with animals.
Okay. I got my hopes
I will-
up. And then
yeah,
Sylvan
if you want-
looks disappointed.
Yeah, I would say probably given its curious nature, you could try to mind link with it and find that it is not a intelligent enough or language speaking creature. It just seems to be links that can copy things.
Sadly, pet the cat.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to do with Mr. Copycat or the grotto?
What a mood. Sadly, pet a cat.
Sadly, pet a cat.
I think just make sure it's as clean as we found it. Make sure we don't leave anything behind. Make sure we didn't
Yeah.
like, mess anything up.
Mhm.
Hmm. Don't leave any toilet paper in the bushes. Pack it out with you.
Be
Hey,
rude.
only you
Mhm.
could start forest fires, people. So,
Mm.
Okay. All right. Those 2 days will continue and come to a close, and we will make con saves. So I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw, and then we will take our break.
is
Yes,
This at
Brightwing.
is this at
Yes, it
advantage?
is. Yes. So your aura of shelter grants advantage
Oh, to all.
to everybody.
Everybody.
Yes.
Alright.
Con save.
16.
Good.
13.
Good.
19.
18.
Good.
And it's a saving throw?
Mm-hmm.
22.
Thank you for the advantage.
Wee! Okay. Eclipse
Cold never
doesn't
bothered
even
her.
seem phased. Yeah, the cold never bothered her anyway. Which makes sense, in fairness. She does have a nice layer of fur. But you guys push through this growing cold, exhaustion, thinner air, difficult travel, and maintain pace still. And we will take our break there. Alrighty. So, as those 2 days wrap up, is there anything anybody else would like to do with these last days or nights of this stretch of journey?
I think I would, offhand, just like go up to Brightwing. I meant to ask earlier, but I didn't want to be rude or insensitive. But I was wondering, I've never seen anything like you, like with the feathers and stuff.
Oh. Well, my people, we are known as the Koea. You might know us as shifters, from what I've gathered.
Have I heard of shifters?
Roll a history check.
18, I think. Yeah, 18.
You probably heard of them in passing, again, as part of early education. Specifically, when you were in Olea, they are a people known to inhabit the Ethesian Forest, which is not far to the southwest of Olea. But not much is known about them, and you have never met or seen one.
Mm.
Nor has really anyone in Olea, or very few people.
I think I've read about that in school, but I've never seen one in the flesh. So.
It's, I find it weird, that everyone's like... Yasnib used to say if we were legends before we met, he never thought it was a myth. So it's kind of funny that way.
Yeah.
But we are, how you say, we're not half and half. We are we are chosen in a way. Our people were to be protectors of the wilds and to help in this chart we were given a companion, which is our Koyakia, or as you would know it as extra spirit or soul in life. So mine is pretty obvious, but I would say feathers are not exactly, well, not at all common. Birds, at least.
I mean, it makes you extra special. Huh?
So everyone
Maybe you
says.
were, maybe you were like a extra special chosen one.
Maybe. Here for a reason. I know. Seems you are here for one as well.
I am. Yeah.
I don't mean to pry either, but why did you leave your home?
Which home? My hometown in the south, or leaving Olea?
I guess either one you're willing to share.
Well, I left Esvoland, mostly to come to school, so my parents, their excuse, but I wasn't exactly the most easy to raise person. And I know that they needed a break from me. But
Did you get into trouble?
I mean, yes. Technically, to a degree. Just very special things that taken, lost. And these people, these soul forged, may know where they are.
Are you looking for a missing person too?
Just looks down at her hands and fidgets with the ring on her finger. Yeah, I am.
Seems they have taken quite a few people.
Maybe. I'm hoping that they aren't there with them. But maybe I can get information out of it.
Guess that besides Eclipse's father and the kids I know that they have, I'm just most curious of why. I know we were told by a source in Olea it was just to find the source of magic, but I don't think it is worth all of this.
No.
As someone who has had a big mystery all of her life, some mysteries are meant to be secret. There's meant to be wonder in the world. If we knew everything, it would be quite boring.
It would. But I can almost relate to your story, your sentiment, in a way. I too have a sort of second entity that I get to live with. But mine isn't like everybody else's either. It's more loud, I guess.
You have voice in your head.
Kind of. Well, we literally call it the voice. So you are correct in that sense. It's
Is that why you space out?
a bit part of it.
I noticed you have trouble with migraines.
It absolutely gives me migraines. Yeah.
I'm sorry it causes you pain.
I guess that's another mystery that I want solved.
Perhaps we could find our mysteries together.
Maybe? That would be very nice to have somebody else on this same journey.
Where are you guys having this conversation?
I don't know. I was
That's up to
like,
you, Anneka. You came up to her.
maybe like while we're walking.
Okay.
Off to
So
the side.
out of earshot of the party?
I mean, I'm not trying to
Or
keep
just
it
they'd have to be
secret,
paying
but
attention.
just-
Okay.
Yeah, they'd have
So
to pay
not-
attention.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So that I'll leave it up to the rest of you three whether you were paying attention enough to hear any of that. As that conversation closes, you both feel a breeze, more than a breeze, a gust of wind that blows down into the gorge that you're walking in behind you from your backs, blows both your hairs forward, and then continues up and is swirling as it passes you. Sam, roll a wisdom saving throw, and Brightwing, roll a wisdom check.
Okay. Very middle of the road. That's a 10.
21.
21. Okay. Sam, for a moment as the wind blows through, the static turns up like 3 notches, and you hear 3 words rise above the rest as they flow in and out. Taken, lost, reason. And Brightwing, you're not sure if it's the wind moving past your ears or whistling through something on the rocks or something else, but you hear the slightest echoes of those 3 words.
What were the words?
Taken, lost, reason. 3 words that were just included in that conversation. And with your passive perception and insight, you probably see the slight reaction from Sam. And then that static fades back down, Sam.
Is that the voice?
I don't know. Other people don't normally hear it.
I heard. Taken. Lost and reason.
So did I.
I think I understand the first two, but I don't understand the last one, the reason. Someone was thinking you lost them. They're missing the reason, yes? I think that is the same for us. Hold on. And she going to pull into her bag. And Matt, can I make something with my herbalist kit that helps with migraines?
Interesting. I will say roll a medicine check. Are you proficient in medicine?
Perhaps? Yes.
Okay. Yeah, roll a medicine check.
Coming to an alchemical pharmacy near you. Wild Cedrin.
Oh my
All
god.
new
God,
variants,
let's
including
go.
temporary headache, normal headache, and migraine.
And my
Dude, it'd be so baller.
19. No.
Okay.
Yes.
I will say, as that night rolls around and you can make some tea, you can put together a mixture that you can add to the tea, or you could drink it straight, but it probably won't taste very good. That you believe will help. It's not something you can make on the road as you go, but you can make it tonight. And if you drink it, Sam, it does help. It doesn't quiet the static, but it deadens the pain a little bit. Mutes it.
That does help. Thank you.
I can make all sorts of tonics. If you have allergies while we are in the mountains, or
Wild drill.
something.
Yep.
Some Vicks Vapor Rub.
Mmm.
Or if you need, if you get burned, make some cream. Just let me know. I can heal, but I also know the medicinal side of it as well.
That's good to know. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else anybody wants to do tonight?
Is this 8 days?
This is. Please hold. And that's more than 8 days.
Well,
I believe.
it's 8 days since we started 2-a-days.
It's been 13 days total. 10 days of the 2-a-days.
Okay. So I think I'm at a check. If that's correct. Another one.
Yes, you are. You actually passed it a couple days ago.
Okay. Same modifier?
Ooh. Let me pull it up real quick. Dum dum dum
you
dum dum da dum.
sneaky little. You and Anneka.
You wouldn't know it, but I'm petting a dog right now.
I see.
What do you mean sneaky?
Yeah, I don't know what she's talking
What's sneaky?
Secrets.
It's secret. It's not sneaky because you're doing it right in front of us, but it's secret.
This is your 4th or 5th?
about. This would be going for 5th.
Okay. I believe it was 4 of one and 2 of the other.
Okay, so it'd be the other then.
Yep. So you're
Okay.
moving to the next.
Natural 19?
Yeah. That's a success.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And you would finish the one that we talked about tonight,
Ah.
if you want to do anything with that.
There would be a point that I would catch Eclipse's attention.
So,
I know that you've had urges to leave impressions. I was wondering
What?
if you'd like some help with that.
leaving impressions.
Mm-hmm. Leaving your mark.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, you know, a little bit.
You gave me something a while ago that I held on to. And I wanted to give something back. Something personalized. And I'm going to hold up a ring that is made of steel. Would be the steel from the dagger that you'd given him a long time ago. And if you try it on, you would find that it is fitted to your middle finger. And on the top, it has a thicker band. And engraved in that band is the logo for the Iron Suns. Figure if you hit somebody hard enough, you can start your own marketing campaign.
Oh man, I hope they don't copyright me. This is sick. Thank you. She kind of like cups it and protects it.
If the swords are good at anything, with their blacksmithing, it should be resilient. It took quite a while to file down, but if you can punch it, it should last.
And normally, and she kind of goes like this instead, but it's not gonna kill anybody. It'll work better. Nice.
That's all. Just wanted to offer that.
I give you a hug.
Do.
Long wrestle in the morning.
Hell yeah.
Facts.
What form did you reassume after the shower scene?
It probably would have been back into Azalea for a bit, but then as we've gotten to the number of days, you would notice that around camp, he probably reverts into his true form. And then walking goes back into Azalea or Yasnip or whatever he's feeling like that day.
Nice.
Okay. That night fades cold. And when you wake up in the morning, there is probably the heaviest layer of snow that you guys have seen so far. It's pretty much like 6 inches everywhere now. Brightwing, I don't know if you've managed to get shoes. I think you guys were going to work on making some shoes.
At the very least, if there's no shoes, I have like skirts that I can strap around her feet.
Okay. And you guys begin moving forward again, and have now for a little while, maybe a day or so, started to descend again. So today is heavily descension. Seems to be you're coming down out of a higher area that you had walked up to. Slowly, miles over miles and miles, but still noticeably so over a long enough period of time. And towards dusk on this day, You are traveling through a thicket of tall pines that obscures much of the walls of the pass you're in, most of them blanketed in snow. Walking more or less parallel to shallow, burbling brook on your right that is broken up in pieces with ice. Brightwing, as you're walking, you hear the sound of a bird call to your left, somewhat distant, and it carries a familiarity and a weight to you that is unusual.
I think Brightwing. I don't know. She probably was leading the group because she's the person that's like trying to find tracks and stuff. And you all see her visibly just stop and like turn her head and listen deeper.
You look that direction, see nothing, but you feel a draw. It is somewhat similar to that feeling that you had when you were meditating in the pools. Like that gravity, or almost like a bit of whirlpool, like when a leaf is floating and you move your hand underneath it and the leaf gets dragged for a second with the water. It's this, like you're being caught in a current, a soft current. And for a second, a warm, oddly warm, given how cold everything has been up here, breeze blows past you, tosses your hair and your feathers on the staff and on your body, gently in the direction of that sound, leftward. Sam, as Brightwing stops, you hear a single voice for just a moment, clarified above the soft static. And just a word. Come. And the voice seems to move across your mind from right to left.
I think instinctually, Brightwing takes like a few strides forwards in that direction, but stops herself, remembering the tree and the bird for with Eclipse, and turns. But instead of like the confused look that she had on her face at that time, Eclipse, you see a look of like, this is like we're supposed to go that way. It's not confusion. It's not her trying to find meaning. It's her being like,
You sure?
No, I felt it too. I know, Yeah, that way.
Okay. You guys think so?
You guys want to head that way?
Is that way a cliff? Or is it like
No.
Okay.
Is
It
like
is-
off
let's
the side of
go.
the mountain.
The gorge
I'm
you're
ready to
in,
go.
or
Okay.
the area of mountain that you're in, is wide, and you've kind of been walking somewhat centrally, maybe a little bit to the right. There's a brook running alongside you on that side,
Okay.
and then there's to the edges of the mountain faces to your left. There is a thicket of trees, and that's where they're looking.
Okay.
Into the trees.
You guys head that way? Okay. Are you trying to go quickly? Are you trying to go stealthily?
Sending Ted ahead.
Stealth.
Okay. Stealth?
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody roll stealth check who
Probably
wants
just-
to. If you don't, let me know.
I will head the charge with Brightwing and spend 2 points to give everyone a +5 on the roll.
Okay.
What?
Everyone at a
Everybody
+5.
has a +5 to your stealth check.
Oh my god. Oh, I needed that. That's a natural 2.
I also got a natural 2.
Oh, goodness.
So that's 18 total.
13.
Okay.
23.
Are you stealthing, Brightwing?
I don't think she is.
I'm folding
Okay.
her back because I need her to be behind me for this to work.
Okay, Brightwing starts moving quickly and without care. You want to grab her?
It's not without
No.
care.
What do you say?
I just put my hand like right here over her chest. No. We have to be cautious. Like a mother, if you stop the car too quickly, like a mom just putting her arm out, like a seatbelt. We have to be careful. Okay.
Ted's is a 6.
His stealth check.
Good
Okay.
job, Ted.
Brightwing, what do? You nod, and then you're going to roll stealth also?
Yes.
Okay.
What is my stealth? +3. +5, so +8. 23.
Okay, and Eclipse?
A natural 20 for a 30.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
What are the chances?
This is not by chance. This
I'm
is
so
this is by
proud.
actively manifesting
so
sneakiness.
proud.
Facts. Okay. Incidentally, Brightwing, with your passive insight, you feel a little tinge or burst of motherly protection come from Sam in that moment. Like you would have experienced with your own mother at times. Just throwing that out there. You guys stealth forward. Brian, roll a perception check for Ted.
Jesus Christ, Ted. 10.
10. And are you having him at a kind of a bird's eye
Tie down, yeah.
high verticality? Okay.
Yeah.
So he gets a little bit ahead of you guys, and are you looking through him while you walk, which means you're blind, or are you just having him alert
No,
you if he sees something
alert me if
dangerous?
he sees something.
Okay. All right. You don't get anything from him in the next few moments. You all leave the relative path that you've been walking and begin to pick your way through these trees. 60 feet, 90 feet, 120 feet. And then the trees fall away. And you see before you a large clearing. More than 200 feet across in every direction, probably. No trees, unlike the majority of the pass around it. Save one. A tall, thick, barren, gold to tan barked tree. As if in the waning weeks of autumn, leafless. All of the clearing empty of plant or tree, except that one tree. And as you break out of the tree line or to the edge of it and see this clearing, you also see that the mountain face comes down to a point where the mountain face is kind of parallel with where the trees end, and then the clearing is almost in this carved arc of the mountain face. So there's almost a ceiling of stone above it. This forms this large pocket, several dozen feet above the ground. And that singular tree stands amidst a wide swath of green grass, shrubbery, low shrubbery, scattered sticks, pine needles from the nearby trees. All rather mundane and not unusual. But what is unusual is that the green landscape you see in front of you makes up only about a third of the clearing, the third from which you enter. Splitting the other side of the clearing are two entirely different landscapes. To the left, this wedge of dark red rock, broken and jagged, and through some of the broken cracks, a warm orange-red glow emanating upwards, bathing the rock in this soft light. And in the center of that wedge, rising above the rocks and stones scattered throughout, you see a singular, tall, rough block of rock, a few feet wide and several feet tall. And then to the right, a wedge of landscape that looks almost alien in a way. Bluish flora scattered across purplish earth. And hovering above the ground, everywhere from 2, 3 to 15 feet up, almost to the curved stone ceiling, what looks like a galaxy's worth of tiny stars. Lightly flickering pinpricks of whitish light suspended in the air over this section of the landscape. And most notably, at the center of the entire clearing, you see 3 shapes bathed in soft light. I will have anyone who wants to roll a perception check.
Nine.
3.
18.
Okay.
It's a natural 20.
Same.
4.
Yeah, I want to take a picture too.
Jess, is that
So
3?
many fucking 20s
Yeah.
tonight.
That's 3
Oh
20s.
my god.
Yeah, I'm taking a picture of this 22.
I just want to
Fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
natural
Right wing, that's a
one.
28 total for you, right? Right wing?
28 total.
I
Okay.
got
and-
24.
At 24. Okay. Brightwing, Eclipse, and Sam.
Mhm.
You make out a good amount of details. The rest of you, these are vague shapes. You see what appear to be a trio of plinths, each a couple feet in diameter and 3 to 4 feet tall. One in each of the inward corners of these differently terrained wedges. In the corner of the natural green wedge, you see what looks to be a tree stump of dark forest green bark that has an unnatural sheen like it's been polished or waxed. In the corner of the rocky red wedge, you see a stone column, roughly hewn with what, even from this distance with those rolls, you can just make out to be runes or symbology of some kind carved into its sides. And in the corner of the otherworldly bluish wedge, what seems to be a large blue crystal, also roughly hewn, not quite like a cut gem, but not purely natural either. And atop each of these plinths, you see what seems to be a small object like a totem or statue. They're too small, even with those perception checks, to make out the distance or the details from this distance, but that's what you see. What would you like to do?
Is it... What do I feel?
Roll a wisdom check.
Matt,
Can I get a vibe check?
Yeah.
What's the vibe? Remember.
Actually, you
Matt,
know what? Roll a d20. Tell me the number.
13.
Okay.
Remember, Matt, if you vibe and I like your vibe and we can vibe, we can vibe together.
Facts. There is this slow pulse of warmth that you feel. And each time it recedes, you feel the cold of the mountains and the wind that you've been experiencing rush back in, and then another one of these pulses comes. You also feel, I would say, a tingle almost in your fingers, and your feathers seem to slightly stand on end and grow a little bit even without shifting. Sam, roll a wisdom check.
What is this connection that we have?
It's a 7.
Okay. The static grows 4 notches as you walk up to this place. It's not piercing or blinding in pain yet, but it is hard to ignore now. And those pinpricks of light that are hovering over that bluish section, sometimes as you glance over and then back elsewhere, they like stay in your eyes. And you'll, like when you look at the sun too long and then you see that spot elsewhere, you'll see them as you move your eyes and you have to shake them out.
Are you sure?
I'll take a step forward to feel with them in the beat of the pulse and feel my feathers again.
There's this almost buzzing tingle of something. Energy, power, connection, you're not sure what. And that gravitational pull you'd been feeling is strong.
I'm being pulled here.
I don't see any creepy eyes. If you're sure, I'm willing to bet on it.
I'll only go if you say it's okay. I'll walk
Do it.
Towards the middle.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
You should probably stay within 60 feet of her.
Mm-hmm.
And cautiously follow.
Yeah. Probably keep her
Okay.
about 50 feet away at most.
Okay. What about the rest of you?
I mean, same. I have to be within the range of everybody.
Okay. So you two are holding back.
Sam look in pain.
She looks uncomfortable.
Is this anti-you?
It said to come, so I don't think it's against. But who knows at this point?
Walk up pretty close behind each of them.
Okay. So Sam and Brightwing in the front. Nas, how far behind? Like 15 feet, 10 feet?
Yeah, like 10. 5 to 10.
Okay. And then the other two 50 feet back? Okay.
Yeah.
You...
Maybe like 30. Like
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
want to be that
Reasonable
far away.
distance.
Yeah.
Okay, 30 feet.
Enough to give
Okay.
space.
Yeah.
I'm letting Brightwing lead, though.
Okay. You make your way forward. Brightwing, what are you doing?
I guess I'm gonna go to the center.
Okay.
And when I get to the center, there's the stump, the crystal, and the rock.
Mm-hmm. And from this distance, you, Sam, and Nas would be able to make out. They appear to be these objects on top, small totems or carved statuettes of some kind. On the stump, you see a tree carved from wood. On the stone, what appears to be a mountain carved from a darker stone. And on the crystal, a strange symbol of winding wisps, almost like a flame or a teardrop of these disconnected wisps, carved from what appears to be a white gem of some kind.
Do any of these have any like historical meaning or religious meaning?
Roll a religion or history. I'll say roll a d20.
I think they're the same.
Okay.
So, D20?
Mm-hmm.
11.
Okay. You know that the tree is a symbol commonly associated with the goddess Syriana. You would definitely have learned that. And the symbol of the kind of wisps on the gem is not dissimilar from the symbol of a flame that is used for followers of Leah, who's the goddess of love, liberty, beauty, and the arts, and is known as the Laughing Lady. Syriana, by the way, I guess you probably don't know this, as Anneka, even though everyone else has had some interaction. Goddess of nature and life, known as the Verdant Mistress. Those things have ties to the symbology of those gods, but they're also somewhat general motifs that are connected to lots of things. So you don't see like a very clear artistic depiction that says this is a Syriana emblem or something like that. But
Right.
you notice those motifs.
There's no plaque.
No plaque.
Damn.
I'm assuming I feel a bit more drawn to the tree on the stump.
As you get within now probably 10 or 15 feet, it's hard to make out like direction, or not direction, but distance on this pole. And they're all relatively close to each other. But at this point, it's basically all around you, I would say.
Okay. Can I get in the middle?
Okay, you walk a little closer. As you get 5 feet from the stump, you hear a slight that feels at first in tune with those pulses of warmth, and then speeds up. And in a matter of maybe 1 or 2 seconds, none of the rest of you hear that. There is a sudden flash of multicolored light. And at the same time, and at once, the sounds of glass shattering and a clap of thunder that rolls through the clearing. The flash of light is nearly blinding to all of you. And as it clears and your eyes recover, you see movement in your periphery in each of the 3 wedges. In the center of the natural green wedge, where there was once that large barren tree, there is what could be a tree, if it were not standing on a web of winding, writhing roots with a brightly glowing beacon of yellow-white light in the center of what would be its chest or trunk, a few feet below what appear to be a pair of similarly glowing yellow-white flares where you might imagine eyes to be. In the center of the rocky red wedge, breaking out from the large rock that was in the center of it, almost like a transformer, you see limbs of what might be a very round-edged earth elemental, only less humanoid and more just raw rock and stone, and glowing internally from the same cracks and crags of lava-like light that the ground is standing on is. And in the center of the alien blue wedge, you see the last few of these hundreds, maybe thousands of pinpricks of light drawn inwards, localizing into a singular large shape, roughly humanoid, but at the same time entirely alien, formed fully of shimmering light, held and bound by pockets of dark space. And in what may be a trick of the eye or the light, what seemed to be 3 shimmering duplicates of that same figure crackling next to it. And I need everyone to roll initiative, and this is where we will pick up next session.
What?
But we will get the initiative numbers in the track.
What?
Sorry, guys.
Let's not listen to the voice in our head next time, huh?
Yeah, let's not.
It's not been good. Like the bird thing has not ever led to a good. It seems so far. It's just been like shenanigans.
I trusted you. No, I'm just kidding. It's fine.
A natural 5.
Maybe it's just
or
like a
10.
test. You know, it's a test.
Yeah, 17.
Yeah, and you survive.
You have to survive it. It's a test.
All right.
A test against a fucking tree ant.
What did you
To find
get?
eggs,
A lava
there's
elemental and a.
What initiative did everyone get?
Anybody 20 or higher?
30, 20.
Okay.
21.
Okay.
21. I have a 1 to give to somebody, so we'll see how it goes at
Okay.
the end.
Bright, 15 or higher?
17.
Okay. 10 or higher?
10.
Okay.
12.
Okay.
I'm last.
I will give it to Sam just in case. So you have 11 now.
Okay.
Sweet.
Just in case.
Okay.
Was it
And
because
that is where
I
we'll
got
pick
to
up.
5 feet, or if I wonder if it would have been anybody different?
I have no clue.
We won't know
Wild
because you were up
testing.
there.
Fire, alien,
He's getting a fruit snack.
and nature.
He's got the fruit snacks.
I thought it was stone.
I done got it!
Oh my god.
I
Well,
thought
it's
it was
like-
stone.
It's like all volcanic though. It was
Oh,
like
it's all
red,
volcanic.
black. Red.
Yeah.
Well, he
Oh
didn't
my
say lava or anything, but it's red black stone with a big earth elemental. looking
I
thing.
thought it was like
Did you get the initiative?
Arizona
All
stone,
good.
but I guess I misinterpreted.
Just
it.
remember,
Yeah,
guys,
me
not
too. I
every
was like, it's
initiative
like
has to be a fight.
red rock.
Mhm.
That is correct.
And I don't have to make the first move.
Mhm.
I get to hold action.
None of you have to make the first move.
Oh no.
Great.
Oh shit!
Shit. We're fucked, guys.
I did my best.
Alright, guys.
It's been
Okay.
fun.
Favorite moment?
All except for like the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, honestly, this was. I loved the contributions and the interactions with the contributions and like the tie-ins and the. It's been like stressful, right? Like the whole, all of it, and the undertone is keep moving forward. We have a mission, we have things to do, but these are just like little pockets, like 10-minute pockets of like, oh, that's cool. I like that. Like I think that's realistic of just like actively seeking distraction in a stressful time and like being able to still appreciate those things.
I like that in each instance, everyone had like interaction points. So even if it wasn't the person that had designed the idea or had whatever, everyone else found a way to get their hands into it and do their own thing.
Yeah.
Which is hard. It's really hard to do.
I was excited to see what everyone else came up with. I think that was one of the most fun things of just like, I was kind of racking my brain a little bit because I'm like, all right, we're in the mountains. There's like a whole 7 options of things that you can find in the mountains, and most of them are rocks. So,
Snowball fight.
as evidenced by the fact that 2 of those interactions were rock based,
Right.
but they were very unique.
I felt there was a lot of bonding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was a lot of bonding.
I'm finding a dead Edgeworth.
Oh my god.
He's fine.
Killed Edgeworth.
There
He's
was no
fine.
way Matt was gonna give us the shrub and then murder the shrub. There had to be a way to fix it.
He has plot armor.
Yeah.
He can't do
He
anything
has
useful.
plant growth armor.
Yeah,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
He needs to run the one shot first, and then he can
Mm.
yeah, and,
Yeah,
and then
then we
he's
can
just
off him.
vulnerable.
Okay.
I just like we had. I mean, this whole session was just fun D&D shenanigans, having Ewok feast with kobolds.
Yeah.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
I like this kind of D&D because this is so different from like traditional like swords and armor D&D.
Hmm.
Like
And it-
dungeon crawl, political meeting.
Yeah.
Dungeon crawl, political
This was
meeting.
this was a full travel session that had all of the elements to try to get character exposition.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it helps a lot because I feel like it gave us a lot of time to have those smaller moments that we usually would take for granted during travel. The little
Well, and-
topics of like what are the conversations that happen. Like Faye is learning how to make bread. And now
Yeah.
there's the
Badly.
amethyst thing, and then there's all these little points that they can make all these new connections and get that
Yeah.
more immersion thing, and it's amazing. Like that's
And it's cool because you see how different the backgrounds of all the characters are. With like Faye being like, I can't believe people like lived like this. It's so different from I lived.
Fuck
And
is this, Matt?
Yeah.
It's like, well, this is what I did, and there's good sides and bad sides to both of it, and like just realizing the nuances
Well, and I
of
think,
both
like,
of our backgrounds.
Even when she was broken homeless, she didn't live like that. That wasn't an
Yeah.
option. It was still a city.
Yeah.
So it was very much the like, this okay, like great. This is kind of what you learn about as like the Stone Ages, but it's still there. It's kind of like today. There's still people that
Mhm.
are aware of and have access to technology and just choose not to. And
Yeah.
I think it's kind of a fun like dichotomy for like, and like it provides a little bit of the why as to like why people choose to stay in those types of environments.
Yeah.
And it's like, I might not agree with you, but I understand you. Like, I might not want that for myself, but I see what
Yeah.
I see the draw. I see your perspective.
Incidentally, does anyone disagree with where they've been put on the map? Figured this might
I'm
be
not
useful.
in Roll20, so I can't tell you otherwise.
You are right next to the stump. You have the least choices, so
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Jesus
fine
Christ.
with anything.
Yeah, I'm good right here.
That's fine. It's nothing's ideal. You're not gonna put you're not gonna put the creatures.
I am gonna put the creatures.
Oh, he is going to. Okay, hang on. Let me.
I'm afraid.
I love how you made enough room in my token to put my cleavage.
What the fuck is that?
What the
Okay.
fuck
now
is
I'm
Oh,
gonna-
like literally on our 6. Great. Okay.
Yeah,
Wait.
you guys
Right.
had just passed the tree because you were about 30 plus feet
Oh.
back.
Okay.
Oh, it was coming up behind us.
No,
That's
You
a thing.
passed the
I
tree.
passed the tree, and I was like, I could talk to this. Like, I could maybe like.
What is
see what
this
tree is
Elden
about.
Beast bullshit you gave us? What is that?
Is
This
the only
lightning
thing that's-
creature.
Sean
Wait.
is fighting us. Oh,
We have
fuck.
tree, rock, and astral plane. Like
Where's
there is.
Eowyn?
No, we got
Aiden.
Tree Aedwin and Astral Plane thing.
Oh.
Oh, so there's a tree with us, there's a lightning thing, and then there's the lava thing.
Yeah, the lava thing is
Fire-
kinda
fire creature.
hitting.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Great. Enemies Abound has a 120-foot range, guys. Let's just all hide in the back.
And
Let 'em figure it out.
duke
Let 'em figure it
Let's
out.
figure that out.
We're gonna
Kaiju
watch, like,
battle right
colossal
now.
MMA fight.
I am not fighting a damn thing
A kaiju
until I
fight.
know it's actually going to be dangerous.
Kaiju fight.
Oh, easy. Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Any other favorite ones that weren't said?
I really like the copycat.
It's cool.
The copy.
I thought that was really cute. Because I
like-
straight up thought it was going to be a Kenku. I was like, what the fuck is a Kenku doing up here? And I was like, what is that?
Like, we can't adopt another helpless creature, please.
Yeah.
My favorite is like, is it hostile? It makes this noise at prey. It's a mountain lion, is what it is now. That's horrifying.
Mm.
I don't like that.
So that one was really interesting because Anneka just was basically said some kind of mimic creature that we can interact with, and that was all the detail. And I was like, bet. And so my first thought was obviously a Kanku, but then that would make I don't know why there would be a Kanku up here. To your point, and so I was like, no. Plus, that's just Kiri.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, okay, well maybe it would be like a raven or something, because ravens sometimes do that. But then that felt too basic, and I was like, no, I want it to be something more interesting. So I invented a copycat.
Yeah, I was
I
thinking
mean,
like
I love
a
it.
ferret or something, but this
This great.
makes sense.
I just
Dude, bobcats and
made the
lynxes
joke.
are like the cutest things.
Yeah.
I love them so much. They're just
I-
goofy little guys.
I just love that I was like, oh, it's a copycat because it's a cat.
Yep.
It's copy.
That is
So then
it
right,
literally is.
that's like, you know what it is.
Yep.
Congrats.
Distant cousin to the copy chinchilla.
Yes.
True.
Yes.
I have to say, I think this might be one of my favorite sessions of the entire campaign.
Yeah, this was really
Really?
I
like
this
this
was peak D&D, and there was I would say a better, I thought it was a 50-50 chance that you guys would not spend enough time doing your self-created encounters, and that you would actually do this encounter on the latter half of this session. But I prefer this because the amount of interaction that we got to have with each of the things you came up with was, like has been said, amazing. It's interesting because I simultaneously feel like I get to take less credit for this and more credit, because this was an idea that I had to be like, a lot of the times as a DM, when you're trying to figure out travel stuff, or when you're coming up with encounters for an area, you just like go through a list, or you search somebody's mountain encounter ideas or something like that, and you throw a bunch out there or roll for them or whatever it may be, and you get some interesting things, but you also run out of interesting things pretty quick. And so I was like, I feel like the creativity of 5 people each getting to come up with their own thing is going to be much better than one person trying to come up with 5. And so I put it out there, and you guys nailed it on all of them, which I legitimately, to be perfectly honest, did not have this high of expectations. I was like, well, maybe we'll spend like 2 or 3 minutes on each one, and it will be cute, and then we'll get to the encounter at the end of the session. But each one had so much interesting stuff, so much depth, bounced into other things throughout the whole session, were well described when they were described. I thought it was super, super cool. And then all of that just set the basis for what I thought were several really good conversations. Nas and Eclipse's moment was great. Brightwing and Sam's thing was great. Making the acorn cakes was great. Yeah, this was really good stuff.
I would say, to your credit, because I have to feel like there was a reason why you did the order. I think having the stealth interaction first is what set that bar, because that right there was like, yo, RP this right now. Like, do this thing and give it the full value, go through everything, have the talk, do the stuff, do the rolls. And once that happened, that next approach was that much easier to get into the moment of.
Yeah.
So I think having eclipses first set the tone for the rest of the session.
Also, like, the payoff in the dice rolls.
True!
from the training is
I really-
The gods have smiled down!
I literally woke up this morning and was like, that's it. Like, because I was like, we could teach Esford how to stab stuff, but that doesn't seem fun. That doesn't seem like something we're actually going to do. And then I was like, we're going to fight assassins. And none of us have practiced how to actually be quiet getting up to something. Especially me. So I was like...
Yeah, except for Sam. But you're new,
Yeah.
and they haven't had this
Well, like, everybody's
level of
natural
stuff
at
in the
it.
party.
Like, we've already basically done it. But, like... Yeah. Like, it was something that I was gonna, like, almost drill sergeant through, but then I was like, no, this is a me problem. So it's a me problem that I'm gonna have everybody try to explain. And Matt was like, yeah, Sam will fix it. I was like, yeah, that's great. I'm fine with that. But it was funnier having Brightwing be the, like,
We were
The
playing like
tester.
shark.
top, the, like,
yeah, like the test, like,
Yeah.
just, and have it being harder was even better because then the stat was that much higher.
The fucking, do you want hard mode?
Yeah,
Got me.
that was so
I was
good.
fucking out.
I was like, yes,
That was like
actually,
the
I do.
badass thing right when
Yeah.
you said all
Yeah.
campaign.
Yeah.
Savage.
You about to get hard mode, bitches.
And that way it wasn't like she wasn't involved, because I was like, yeah, if we can beat her perception or at least get close, that's huge. Because her
Well,
perception's the highest out of all of us.
It's mechanical also because we know that one of them is very, 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 very sneaky.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
she got practice too in the
Yeah.
entire thing, which is great.
It was like, it worked out better than I had planned, and I was just kind of rolling with it. I was like, well, what are we gonna do? And then when it was like, oh, I'll watch and figure it out. And it's
Yeah.
not gonna make my stat any better, that was the other thing. I was like, I don't want it to be
Mhm.
any kind of a stat boost. I just want it to be purely an in-character mindset.
I love that.
So I will say on that.
Stat boosting character stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. I will say there was a low likelihood. Well, I wouldn't say there was a low likelihood. There was a chance, based on how it went, that there might be some changes to DCs, and both with how well that was role played, that encounter that you created, and then with the addition of the copycat thing, it is going to lower stealth DCs for some important stuff. I'll just say that.
Oh shit.
Okay.
That's great.
You're not getting
Thank you,
permanent
Jess.
bonuses, but it is going to potentially have an impact.
Cool.
But
I
yeah, the
just-
payoff
Um,
was sick. I don't think I'll ever roll a 30 again.
Yeah.
That was
I
insane.
just
That was-
love that.
You're
max
Ooh.
level stealth check.
I was like, Jesus.
First the barbarian roll, now the stealth roll. Like
That's
come
who I was
on.
like, damn.
Your dice is telling a story, Jess.
Prophetic. man.
Facts.
It
Uh-huh.
really do be. It's kind of crazy.
I just love how everyone kind of like not just involved everyone, but kind of like made something for someone else. Because I did the whole geo thing for Brian. Because I was like, oh, he could make the crystals into jewelry. That's what Yas is trying to do right now. So I made that for Brian, but I asked everyone's favorite color. And they all said purple, and I was like, okay, this makes it make it easy on me.
We're all the same.
To be fair, just said indigo. But
I said
so the
blue.
family. You said
It's
blue.
right there. It's like purple, right there. It's right
Yeah.
there.
The blurple.
Yeah.
Blurple.
You can't mess it up. It's also my favorite because people usually say like one of the others, and I'm like, this
Yeah,
one. If
this
people are like, wow, you really, I'm like, yep. That's
And then
I'm solid on
Brian
this.
made the waterfall grotto,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and like that was really pretty. And the description
Yeah,
of
there
that
was
was
a lot of-
beautiful.
There was a lot of surprisingly lush stuff in the middle of like a windy, cold ass mountain. I was like, wow, this is just up here? That just
It gets
happened?
a lot of rain.
That's
Got a lot of waterfalls. Yeah,
And
it's nice
only
up here.
copycats
Can't go
fuck
chasing
with
them, but
Yeah.
Go chase
Okay.
Well, they're
Okay.
they're picturesque and serene.
But,
'Cause no one can interact with them.
hmm
Yeah.
They're not.
That's why I was like, we
uh,
leave it exactly as we left it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
nothing is wrong.
Only one dead fish, probably maybe two.
maybe two.
two. You
Well,
gave him an extra at the
he
end.
There's
probably
a
would have
But
got
that's,
him
horde-
that's
anyway.
part of the natural. Yes, that is the
Yeah.
natural
There's a
cycle
horde
of
of
the wilds.
skeletons somewhere in that place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We skipped them.
Okay, great
Anyways.
stuff. The next week will be interesting. If we are playing, it is the last Friday, which is always an option to take off if we want, so we can talk. But next session, regardless, will be an interesting encounter. But good stuff, and we will see you all next time. Adios.